Brian Pounds will play third and bat fifth. Wilfredo Rodriguez will be used as the DH again and hitting sixth. Cole Gillespie in center field bats seventh. Hector Oliveira in left field will hit eighth. And Albert Cordero back behind the plate for them today, batting ninth. Again, Benson, Prince, Jansanti, Scott, Pounds, Rodriguez, Gillespie, Oliveira, and Cordero for the Skeeters. Facing Logan Williamson, who comes in 3-6, a 4.89 ERA in 16 outings, 15 starts. 77 and a third innings, 92 hits, 35 walks, 28 Ks. His last 4 starts, a 2.45 ERA. He had given up 1 earned run in 3 in a row, and then had a quality start through 6. His last time did allow a 4th run in the 7th inning in a 4-2 loss at Southern Maryland last time out, but pitched well again, gave his team a chance certainly, and here today will face Sugar Land for just the 2nd time this season. He won in Texas back on May 19, 5 innings, 2 runs on a travel day, which is always a difficult day, the Skeeters would know. And only his 2nd appearance against them, a far cry from his first season in York when he faced them like 5 straight starts, I believe it was, in September of that year. Our Dasher Investment Services first pitch today is over for a strike and underway here on this Sunday series finale. It's a 1:02 first pitch. Benson hitting at 245. He swings and dribbles a foul over toward the third base dugout. And Williamson quickly ahead of him. Benson, who hit his 4th home run of the year last night. That has been hot last dozen games, hitting .407, so they've moved him to leadoff. 0-2, and it missed off the plate away. Sunny, muggy, feels like July should. The board reading, I believe, 93. Trying to see through the glare. Out there in left center. Williamson the kick and the pitch, and a bouncer toward third. Simpson waits back, gets a clean hop, guns it across, 1 away. And that's how our game begins. Matt, can you confirm our temperature reading?
It looks like 91. Close. But a good job by Logan Williamson right out of the gate, working the inside and the outside part of the plate effectively, keeping Benson off balance. And last night he hit the ball really hard. Even his first at bat, smoked 1 foul, and then the double and the home run. And so I think that really played a large role in when Janis was pulled right before the top of the order came up.
Here's Prince, who lines one toward the big wall and left. It'll short hop it, and Karam's away from Harris, and he'll gun it towards second, and they got Prince at second base! Alonzo Harris guns him down. It had rebounded away from him. He had to go after it. Back toward the infield a couple of steps and still hosed him with a perfect 1-hop strike. Just a routine second out.
Oh, his arm is so strong, and like you said, the Karam took him back towards the field, so his momentum was actually going towards second base when he picked the ball up.
Casilla there for the tag, and that helps Logan. He starts Jansanti now with a first pitch strike. Boy, what a throw. Now the wind from Williamson, the 0-1. And a swing and a pop fly toward the line and right. Mitchell hustles over toward the corner, and he checks his surroundings and makes the play. Down by the Revs bullpen mound, hidden from our view. He's still down there. The guys are waiting to see him come out with it. And I would imagine he must have hit the ground to make that play. We'll see if we can get a better angle. That might have been better than we would even be able to tell from here. That might have been an outstanding play, even though we couldn't see it. But he makes the play, a 7-pitch top of the first, and at the end of a half inning, it's the Skeeters nothing, and the Revs coming up.
You hear a lot about CPAP masks these days, but here's something you don't hear much about. Over half of the people who wear a CPAP mask for sleep stop wearing it within a year. How's that working for you? Dr. Gordon Bell would like you to hear this. York Dental Sleep Therapy has dental options that can help many of those people. If you or someone you live with is struggling with sleep apnea, visit yorksleep.com and see how Dr. Gordon Bell can help return your home to peaceful nights of deep, restful sleep. If you're groggy during the workday, if you wake up feeling exhausted, if you would like to get your nighttime sleep patterns back to a healthy state, get a confirmation from your doctor, then meet with Dr. Bell at his office on West Market Street in Hallam. He'll evaluate your symptoms and discuss which treatments would best suit your situation. Dr. Bell can restore restful sleep and get you feeling better day and night. York Dental Sleep Therapy. Call 316-1299 or visit yorksleep.com to learn more.
Hey Revs fans, get points for great rewards just by supporting your team through the new Revolution Rewards program. Use the new York Revolution app to receive and earn points for ballpark food, store discounts, stadium tours, and more. Available through the Apple and Google Play stores, the York Revolution app also features team news and exclusive content, contests and promotions for Revolution prizes, online ticket purchases, live game streaming, and more. Download the York Revolution app today. Free stuff by supporting your team? That's Revs time.
This is Brad Allen. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Cannonball Charlie's smoke cloud hangs in right, and as the Revs come to the plate quickly, thanks to Logan Williamson's 7-pitch first. Zoe will lead it off. Jake Hale's first offering a fastball strike over the outer half. No score, and I feel bad. I have no idea how incredible Mitchell's play might have been down near the bullpen mound, but can't quite get a clear look at it as Harris takes low. I guess we'll just have to do the old-fashioned thing and have an interpersonal communication and ask him. It's the 1-1 and a bouncer foul over toward the Skeeter's dugout. We could Bitmoji. We could avoid the interpersonal communication.
Well, he'll tell you it was routine.
Yeah, he will. Harris tied with Tejeda, third in the league in hitting, both as Hale misses high and tight, 2-2. So at 3:05, so is Tejeda. Harris with 8 home runs. Pitch, swing, and he taps one in front of the mound. Hale comes in, gloves, fires, and dropped by Travis Scott at first base. The throw handcuffed him. He looked surprised looking down at his glove, which betrayed him. And Hale threw a dart. Looked like it got on Scott quicker than he anticipated. And Zoe is safe, reaching, covering the plate there with 2 strikes and a little swinging bunt.
It's going to go down as an error against Travis Scott, and I think he had a couple things working against him there. Certainly a play that you would expect him to make, but a little bit of arm side run on the delivery from Hale. Took the ball towards the home plate side of first base, and Alonzo Harris running down the line kind of took Scott's glove near his body. I don't think Harris came into contact with Scott, but I think he was trying to avoid it and may have taken his eye off the ball.
Here's Casilla now, leadoff man on. First pitch fastball is over for a strike. Have a mix of some sunshine coming through with blue and also a blanket of cloud cover around the area, some gray. But we should be good until later in the day from what we've been told. Throw to first, Harris a dive back, close, but back in there. Casilla, a 20-game hitting streak, hitting .424. The 9th in Revs history to get to 20. It is tied for the 8th longest with Shea Hillenbrand from July of 08. League's 2nd longest this year. The pitch, and he swings, chops one off the plate and foul, rolling toward the Revs' first base dugout. Revs are in the alternate whites today with the shoulder stripes. Sugarland in the alternate royal blue hats as well. Casilla overall at 387 in 28 games played. Has a hit in 24 of the 28. Switch hitter bats from the left. Hale ready. Holds and a move, and Harris leaning, and did they call a balk? They did. And Harris was unable to get back, but that's because of the flinch from Hale. And he had stopped himself short from diving back. He had started to make a move towards second and then realized it was a balk and he could just settle down and walk. The Revs with a runner in scoring position right away. 0-2 on Alexi. And the pitch missed outside, a fastball. Plate ump today, Joe Del Balso. Brian DeBrouwer, I believe, the one that made the call. He's the first base ump. Jim Clayton at third today. Del Balso subs in for Brian Miller in the finale. Pitch is swung on, nub back to Hale. Looks at third, throws there. Harris caught in a rundown. Pounds will run at him and tag him out. Halfway between second and third. He went off on contact, and Hale, somebody might have yelled at him to look at third, and he indeed caught Harris before he could arrive and gets the lead runner. Hale almost threw it away. Pounds had to reach for it a bit.
And had that ball been sharply hit right back to Hale on the mound, I think Harris would have froze, but I think given how it kind of hung in the air for a little bit, he figured Hale would just take the sure out at first, but like you said, probably someone alerting him, and Harris caught him between second and third.
So Casilla will take Harris's spot on base, backing the Revs runner up to first base with one out. Now here's Tejeda, we mentioned tied for third in the league in hitting. First pitch is swung on and flared toward right and in for a hit. Benson on it on a hop, but Casilla a good read. He'll advance to second as Tejeda slings it in. First pitch swinging, his league-leading 94th hit of the year. And the Revs with first and second and one out.
And that's exactly what Mace was talking about, wanting this team to get back to not a hard hit ball, but nevertheless Tejeda going the opposite way. And Mace said a lot of guys trying to pull the ball last night, and not to take anything away from Talbot, but not a fan of the approach last night. Wanted this team to really focus on going the opposite way from the right-handed batter's box.
Now here's Michael Burgess. First pitch is swung on and a little tip in front of the plate. Cordero out, throws to second and just in time, and now a throw behind Casilla at third, and he just scrambled back. An adventure on the bases here in this first inning.
For both teams.
Really, yeah. And Burgess, who hit one about 2 feet, and Cordero, give him credit, he knew who the runners were, and he was going to second all the way for that force. So it goes 2-6 on the out there, 2-4, I believe. Prince covering, and then Casilla rounded third, but able to get back. Second fielder's choice on a ball out either in front of the mound or in front of the plate. So first and third with 2 outs for Jared Mitchell. Last night on base 3 times. Had a single, a double, and a walk. First pitch is a fastball and in for a strike. Mitchell hitting .286 now. What a climb. And tied for 4th in the league with 22 doubles. Also has 6 home runs. No score here in the first. Revs trying to strike early. Hale the 0-1, and a changeup just missed away. I think we do still owe you the Revs lineup, actually, brought to you by Flying Feet. Harrison left, Casilla at second, Tejeda catches today. Burgess at first, Mitchell in right, Trienfeld on deck DHing. And the latter 3, Chase Simpson at third, Travis Witherspoon center, Ryan Dent at short. The 1-1. And a swing and a high pop fly, shallow center. Gillespie trots in, waiting, and makes the grab, and that'll end the inning. So the Revs threaten but do not score. No runs on 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 left. And we go to the second, 0-0.
Sports injury? Walk into WellSpan Urgent Orthopedics for immediate care. No appointment is ever needed. Our orthopedic and sports medicine specialists are here to treat you. Visit wellspan.org/urgent orthopedics today for hours at our York and Hanover locations.
This is the Dan Patrick Show.
I just like to say that y'all rock, man.
Tom Verducci of Sports Illustrated wrote the cover story on Vin Scully. Was there any moment where he thought he was not going to keep his job?
There was a moment there when the Dodgers moved to Los Angeles, and they wanted their own voices, and it was Walter O'Malley, the Dodgers owner, who stepped in and said, no, Vin Scully is going to be your announcer. He's the best that there is.
Dan Patrick.
Mornings at 9 on Sports Radio 1350 WOIK.
Are you one of the many people that has a 401k that is eligible to roll over, but you just haven't done it yet? Maybe you're not sure where was the best place to put it. I'm Tom Dasher of Tom Dasher Investment Services. I specialize in helping you getting your 401k and IRA money parked in the best place for you. So if you haven't rolled your 401k yet, or if you're not satisfied with your IRA, call me for a consultation at 487-2096. That's 487-2096. And check out my website at tomdasher.com.
Hi, this is Brian Ascuri of the U.S. Women's Soccer Team. You're listening to Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Head of the second, no score here this afternoon. Revs did threaten in the first, but Jake Hale working out. So Logan Williamson set to go facing the middle third of the Skeeter's order here in the second inning. Travis Scott, Brian Pounds, and Wilfredo Rodriguez. Revs are 8-5 against Sugarland for the year after losing the last 2. They had won 6 in a row before that, the longest streak head-to-head for the Revs against the Skeeters in series history. And Scott will dig in. First pitch from Williamson is up at the belt, a called strike. Scott hitting at .241, but left-hand hitter that stays in there really well against left-hand pitchers. Here's the 0-1. And it misses down and away. Against lefties, .348 compared to .206 against righties. Why is everybody taking a photo in the diamond deck? Here's the 1-1. And a swing and a looper to right field. Mitchell ranges over toward right center, and he's got it. 1 down.
Well, we told you it was Gluttony Day here on Sunday. There's a wing eating contest going on below us.
I couldn't see that.
Joe Morgan chowing down.
Yeah, he is. How's he going to be able to drag the field with...
I don't know, but if he's down there eating wings, I feel pretty good about the rain situation.
Yeah. There's a big dark cloud toward left field, but the radar continues to be promising. Here's Brian Pounds, and a fastball from Williamson starts him with a strike. Pounds at .219, .227 with Sugarland. .320 the last 15. There's the 0-1, and a changeup nubbed foul, first base side. Pounds with 8 home runs, 5 with Sugarland, 2 of those 5 right here in York, including Friday night. Fans again are literally fanning themselves off in the stands here today. Williamson, a long look into Tejeda. He's got it, delivers, and it misses down and away, a changeup. This will be Pounds' final visit to York here this season. Wind and the pitch. And a swing and a high fly foul. Out of play down the first base side. Revs also today with the white paneled hats with the gold brim, navy and back. Another 1-2, and fastball misses low. It's a heated battle down there in the diamond deck, wing eating contest. I remember the disgust from 2 years ago. It's Williamson's pitch, and a line drive straightaway center right at Witherspoon. Tiptoes back and squeezes it, 2 down. And, Jackson Federley was participating. They brought out one dish after another, inning after inning. I think watching it was as painful as it might have been for him to partake. Here's Wilfredo Rodriguez, the DH, hitting at .338 in 38 games. And Williamson starts him with a changeup for a strike. So one of their catchers, they have 3 on the roster, so they're able to DH him. And Williamson misses high, 1-1.
And they've started all 3 defensively so far this series, with today Cordero back there behind the dish.
Logan nods yes, and the pitch. Fastball strike, he locates on the outer edge, 86 with that. He's always got some late movement on most of what he throws. The wind and the 1-2, and a breaking ball missed low. Rodriguez, who's played in 38 games, the last 28, hitting .372. As the sun reappears, the wind and the pitch, missed high and away. That one at 89, Williamson trying to ramp it up there. So full count, base is empty, 2 outs. And the payoff pitch, swinging a bouncer, up the middle is Casilla, backhand, jump throw to first! Oh, safe the call on a close play. And Casilla did all he could, cutting up the middle towards second. He backhanded the short hop bounce, and then trying to get it out of his glove. Once he did, he went to midair to make that throw and almost got him.
Well, again, something new from Alexi. We see something different every day, it seems. He usually kind of falls to the ground, using the other hand delivery to first, that time going airborne with the jump throw, and he got it there just a little late. And what a tremendous pick on the in-between hop. Not an easy hop to field, especially going away from the direction he would have to throw.
Now the inning goes on. Cole Gillespie at bat. He fouls the first one off up onto the roof on the first base side. An infield hit for Rodriguez. No score here in the second. And Logan trying to keep it that way. Now ready, and fires, and a fastball darts over the outer edge, strike 2. Late 2-seam movement away. This is his first home start since June 21st, the last 4 in a row all on the road. Ready, stares at first, kicks, delivers, and in the dirt, skips up off Tejeda's glove to the backstop. And rounding second, Rodriguez, he'll eye it up and stop. It'll be a wild pitch.
Well, it looked like Logan tried to rear back and get a little extra on it, overthrew that one, but did hit 88 on the radar gun, and a guy who's been low to mid 80s for most of the year, showing that his arm is coming along here as we move through the summer. That's something he's been trying to get back. I think it's taken a little bit longer than he would have liked, but after a year not pitching, certainly don't want to rush back into things, and he was also set back from that calf injury.
Now the pitch, line foul into the seats, first base side. And maybe a little hesitation with that calf when he first came back, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's so much mental as well as physical, just trusting yourself to push off of it, to be able to land on it, and not treat it any differently than you would otherwise, even once it is 100%.
Ready again, checks back, delivers. changeup stayed high, 2-2. Gillespie at 269 with 2 home runs, 17 games. Last 10 games played, he's been held to 176, but did homer here the other night. Big league vet. Pitch from Williamson, it's just off the plate away. Trying to locate, and his command, despite that wild pitch, has been pretty sharp here early. Just missed, full count. We'll grab the rosin bag briefly. Now ready, and delivers, and a swing and a miss. A cutter got him swinging. First strikeout of the day for Williamson, and he strands a runner in scoring position. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 left. We go to the bottom of the second, no score.
You line your feet up on the edge of the starting block, shake out your arms, and then you push off the block in one fluid motion, fully extending your body and cutting into the water with nothing on your mind but the mechanics. You're a swimmer, and whether it's practice time in the pool or crunch time at a meet, Flying Feet is with you every stroke of the way.
Flying Feet.
Flying Feet Sports Shoes is a swimmer's paradise. Get suits by Dolphin, Speedo, Nike, Arena, and Tier. Pick up practice gear, team gear, and training equipment like fins, snorkels, and kickboards. The Flying Feet team has high-tech competitive suits, customizable caps, goggles, even goggle repair items. Shower down with swimmer's shampoo and body wash, plus suit wash to limit the wear and tear of chlorine. Time to dive into the pool? Then it's time for Flying Feet. We're more than sports shoes.
Flying Feet.
1511 Mount Rose Avenue, York, just off exit 18 of I-83 next to Battery Warehouse.
Facing a legal issue can be a frightening time. What's my course of action? How do I know who to call? Fortunately, the York County Bar Association makes it easy. Now, you only need to make one call to find the right lawyer for you. Call the York County Bar Association and let us help you find the right lawyer with our Attorney Connection Lawyer Referral Service. Just call 854-8755 or visit yorkbar.com. Don't hesitate in getting the help you need. Contact the York County Bar Association and let us help you find the right attorney at the right time.
This is Houghton Buchanan. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Rebs, Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
No score, Rebs back to the plate. Here in the bottom of the second inning, Carlos Trienfeld will lead things off. He's got himself a 7-game hitting streak coming in here today. Had last night off. Batting .346 on the streak. Hitting at .260 overall. Here's Hale's first pitch of the inning. And a swing and a bouncer foul, third base side. Trienfeld, who since getting back in regularly in 5 games, hitting .368. He's done a nice job. He's DHing today so they can get him and Simpson in there. There's the 0-1, and it misses down low. Simpson will follow, and then Witherspoon do this inning as well. Dark gray cloud off towards center now. The 1-1 and a swing and a miss, a cutter. I'll tell you one thing though, Matt, there is never a dark gray cloud in this booth. That's for sure. Always sunny on our broadcast. Now time called right as Hale was ready. A special guest in the booth today, Braden Fletcher, who's hanging out with us, Fletch's son. Here's the 1-2, and that misses down and away. We're teaching him all the bad habits here today. Show him what not to do. Hale the windup, kicks and deals, and a foul tip into the backstop. Hale, who's 6'7", that was an all-state basketball player in high school in Ohio, a 1,000-point scorer. He went on to Ohio State and was a closer on the mound in college. But he is a good athlete despite the size. You can see that it's not just the size, I should say. He deals. And a pop-up up toward that gray cloud. Scott at first going out. Benson in from right. And Benson in shallow right field squeezes it. But you can tell that he moves well. He's got athletic ability, good fluid delivery. Our Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care home run contest today. Amy E. Green is our contestant. Amy E., good luck to you. Here's Chase Simpson. No score here in the bottom of the second. And Simpson in there from the left. Another switch hitter. First pitch is in tight, a cutter. Simpson hitting 146 with a home run in 12 games. Hale 6-2, 2.67 ERA in his 14 starts. Tall righty fires, and a fastball down and away, just missed. He looks a little disgusted. Only Michael Nix, a lower ERA among those with enough innings. Nix at 2.24. Hale about a hit per inning, opponent's 2.63. There's the 2-0. And a swing and a grounder yanked foul off the Revs dugout fencing. And the guys are pointing, hit it out there. Last night, I think it was the 8th that Simpson yanked a line shot into the dugout.
Does show you how quick his hands are, though. Pitches tight to his body.
Here's the 2-1, and he fouls it back off the net. Z was checking this morning to make sure that somebody's pants were clean. I wonder if it was the result of that foul ball in the dugout last night. Made some guys duck. No, you don't think so? No?
No comment.
Here's the 2-2. And a swing and a fly ball lifted to right field. Sends Benson back a couple of steps, and he's got it. Carried fairly deep, but 2 down.
That was right before he proceeded to call Simpson Carp.
He did, yes. There's Travis Witherspoon. Z bat-boying again today. It's getting way too much airtime here of late. Witherspoon hitting at 277 with 4 home runs, 29 knocked in. First pitch is right down the middle for a strike. He wanted to take one and did. No score here in the bottom of the second. Hale with the pitch. And a changeup over the plate, strike 2 called. It's his second outing of the year against York. The first one in Texas, they scored 5 off of him in 6 1/3. 0-2. And a swing and a foul tip off the glove of Cordero. He just stays alive. Revs lost that game 6-5. Hale, and no decision. Tied the most runs he's given up in a start this year. He's only given up 5 twice. He deals, and a swing and a miss. He went away, and Witherspoon extends and strikes out. It's a 1-2-3 inning. 2 in the books here this afternoon. The Revs and Skeeters scoreless.
Money and business are essential to the strength of a community. So is cheering and celebration and music and fun. That's why York Revolution games, concerts, youth sports, special events, and more happen at a place called People's Bank Park. People's Bank has been serving York County for more than 150 years. Always cheering, always celebrating, always committed to the things that make York County great. And to you having a great time at People's Bank Park. People's Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
York Mitsubishi Super Summer Sales Event is on, featuring Outlander Sports starting at $17,995 with 0% financing available for up to 72 months. Right now, $2,500 off all 2017 Mitsubishi Lancers or a 7-passenger Outlander with discounts and rebates up to $4,000. So don't miss out on York Mitsubishi Super Summer Sales Event with a great selection and over 70 cars available. York Mitsubishi, just off Route 30 and Roosevelt Avenue in York. York Mitsubishi, where Mitsubishis always cost less. So ends 7/31.
Hear that? It's the sound of summer. Sound nice? Call Kona Ice. We do it all. Schools, sporting events, parties, both corporate and birthday. You name it, we'll be there. We bring the party to you. If you need a little bit of fun in your life, we're the shaved ice truck for you. Oh, and we fundraise too. This summer, cool down with Kona Ice. Give us a call at 1-800-KONA-ICE or visit us online at www.kona-ice.com. Kona Ice. Flavor our world.
This is Jay Gauls. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs, Sport Radio 1350, WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
No score as we head to the third here this afternoon. The Hector Olivero leading things off for Sugarland. And swinging a hot bat for hitting 8th. Here's Williamson's first pitch. He swings, grounds it weakly left side, and Simpson cuts it off to his left. Gets square to first and makes the throw. One pitch, one out. Cutter jammed Olivera, and Simpson able to reach it to his left.
And a nice play to cut in front. I think if that gets by him, Dent would get a glove on it in deep short, but I don't think his throw would be able to get Olivera. So important that Simpson was able to get there, moving to his left.
One down. Here is Albert Cordero. Williamson was at 29 pitches through 2. Gets his first out of the third on just 1. Cordero at 243 with 3 home runs. Williamson the windup, first offering. Fastball missed high. Cordero 148 in the last 13 games. On the 1-0, and he rips one. Oh, a pick by Simpson at third again. He guns it across and got him. And Cordero smashed that one. A one-hopper that stayed low, and Simpson speared it down next to his left foot. Hit just a little bit harder than the previous one. All right, 2 down quickly, and we go to the top of the order and Joe Benson.
And really good footwork there for a ball hit so hard. He pivoted his left foot open, able to keep his head down to eye that short hop into the glove.
And Benson swings and flies one to center. Witherspoon is back. It's deep, but he's got room. He makes the play in front of the track in right center. And Logan Williamson with a speedy 1-2-3 third inning. 4 pitches is all it took. And it does not get much more efficient than that. We go to the bottom of the third, still no score.
Take it from me, guys. You want to make life happier? Your wife wants a nicer lawn. The kind of lawn you see on Home and Gardens and Martha Stewart. Here's a hint. You're not alone. Call your pals at Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care. They've got a way with lush lawns that the ladies like. And as you know, happy wifey, happy hubby. Winky face. Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care. World-class care right in your backyard. 717-292-9994.
For Manny Brothers, almost famous, always a favorite. From Manny Brothers, almost famous sandwiches served on Italian bread. Your choice of meat piled high with cheese, fresh cut fries, coleslaw, and tomato. Every day is happy hour with half price on draft, bottles, and liquors. Tuesday and Thursdays, it's Primanti Pizza Feast wings and salad for under $20. We'll keep the wings flying with 59-cent wings all day Sunday and boneless wings all day Monday. Primanti Brothers, 2151 South Queen Street. Almost famous, always a favorite.
Can you sit up, little guy? There you go. What a big boy. Whoa. Every time he grabs my maple donut, it pulls him over to one side. But he keeps on grabbing at it. Whoop, there he goes again. Wait, let's see how this works. Here you go, little dude. Here's another maple donut. Can you grab it? Well, there you have it, folks. Charlie's right. A balanced baby needs a maple donut in each hand.
Maple donuts taste right.
This is Logan Williamson. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs, Sports Radio, 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Logan Williamson had time to come up to the booth and do that right now because he only threw 4 pitches there in the top of the 3rd inning. Doesn't get much more efficient than that. It can only be 1 pitch more efficient than that. It'll be Ryan Dent leading things off here in the home 3rd, no score. Dent, Harris, and Casilla will bat for the Revs. As Hale's first pitch of the inning is down and away. Hale went 7 last time out, beat Lancaster 11-2. Understand it is raining in East York. Here's the 1-0 and a foul tip into the netting. He has gone 6 or more, giving up 2 or fewer in 4 straight. As a matter of fact, last 4 starts, 2-0 with 4 runs in 25 innings. It's a 1.44 ERA. Pitch to Dent, a swing and a miss. Fooled him with a cutter, and he ended up waving at it. Hale, an all-star here this season. He deals, and a breaking ball hooks low. 31 years old. He's a 27th round pick of the Diamondbacks in 09 out of Ohio State. The 2-2 and a swing and a fly ball toward the line and right. Benson hard charging, and he goes into a slide. It lands foul down in front of the Revs bullpen mound. And Dent's still alive. Give Benson some time to get up out of the corner there. Hale, who topped out at single A. After beginning his career in relief, he eventually became a starter. And now a top flight starter in the league. He deals. And a curveball plunked Dent. It slipped, and Dent turned and wore it off the back of his left shoulder and knew he wasn't getting out of the way. So he braced for it. He's on base, a leadoff runner here in the bottom of the 3rd. Revs Baseball brought to you by Wolf Bus Lines, the Pretzel Twist, Neighborhood Sure Save Markets, Turkey Hill Minute Markets, Etline Foods, and D's Nuts. Here's Alonzo Harris at the top of the order. Reached on an error in the 1st inning. Hale with the pitch and a rip at 3rd, and the handcuffs, pounds on the backhand, ricocheted to short, and Jansanti will have to hold it. And Harris ripped it. It's a base hit. 1st and 2nd with nobody out. Pounds trying a backhand pick on the short hop. It hit the heel of his glove. He was spinning around trying to find it as it went over towards short.
It looked like it kind of just rolled straight up his arm, and with that backhand stab, his body facing the line at 3rd, and the ball popped up over his head and trickled out towards short.
So the Revs with 2 on for Alexi, who hit into a fielder's choice his first time. And we'll see if they bunt. No score here in the bottom of the 3rd. And Hale the pitch. He does bunt, gets it down nicely. Hale over and in. Long throw to first. Got him by half a step, but the sacrifice is good. 1-3 on the out.
And that's the thing about Alexi Casilla bunting for a sacrifice, is that he's going to give you a good chance to get a hit as well. That time only out by half a step. Going with the two-hand bunt that time. We saw him go one hand about a week ago.
Now Hale slightly in toward the third base line. Makes the play, although Casilla did make it close. It's a second and third with one out for Tejeda. Not only came in tied for third in hitting today, but top 5 in RBIs with 50 and a chance at a couple here. The Skeeters will bring the infield halfway. Hale the pitch, and it sinks a little bit low, a two-seamer, 89. Tejeda single to right in the first inning, his 94th hit of the year, which leads the league. On the stretch from Hale. Here's the 1-0. And a line drive, he knocks it down. Picks it up at the front of the mound. He'll toss it over to first for out number 2. And Hale knocks down the liner off the palm of his glove and saves at least one run. Cordero halfway out, makes sure he's okay, and he is. 2 down. Bad luck for Tejeda there. Hit it sharply, but right back at him. 2 down. Here's Michael Burgess, who'll try to pick him up. Burgess, a fielder's choice in the first. And he hit it about 2 feet in front of the plate. Looking for more than that here. First pitch is inside, made him flinch. Hale last year 6-3 with a 3.73 for Sugar Land. The ERA over a run lower so far this year, and he had a good year last year. The pitch, swing and a pop-up foul. That'll get back and out of play. Now a ball and a strike on Burgess. Hale, a 3-time Atlantic League All-Star. He had gone to the All-Star game previously with Camden in 2014, Southern Maryland in 2015. He was reacquired by Jeff Scott when he was in Sugar Land last year. He'd pitched for him in Camden. Third different Atlantic League team for him. There's the stretch and steps off. Hale from Albany, Ohio originally. Ball and a strike on Burgess. He shakes off, and Burgess asks for time. Hale struggling to get together with Cordero on what they're doing here. No score here in the bottom of the third. Here's the stretch. The 1-1. Breaking ball hit in the air, straightaway center. Gillespie turns, racing back deep in center, and he makes the play onto the warning track. Halfway onto the track in exactly straightaway dead center field, and he had to hustle to get there. Revs had their first 2 on, but they leave 2 in scoring position. 1 hit in the inning. Matt with the play-by-play as we head to the 4th. Revs and Skeeters still scoreless.
Having the gang over to watch the game? Keep them happy with great Best Jet products from your neighborhood Sure Save markets. Football fans, hockey fans, basketball fans, everyone's a fan of game day party planners with $18.93 deli items. Best Jet hot dogs go great with Best Jet kettle cooked chips. Or serve up a couple Best Jet rising crust pizzas with 12 packs of Best Jet soda. Throw the best game day party ever with Best Jet products. Shop Sobel's Markets in Shrewsbury, Stewartstown, Whiteford, and East York, Wetzel's in Glenrock, and Nell's Market Fresh Foods in Spry.
Facing a legal issue can be a frightening time. What's my course of action? How do I know who to call? Fortunately, the York County Bar Association makes it easy. Now, you only need to make one call to find the right lawyer for you. Call the York County Bar Association and let us help you find the right lawyer with our Attorney Connection Lawyer Referral Service. Just call 854-8755 or visit yorkbar.com. Don't hesitate in getting the help you need. Contact the York County Bar Association and let us help you find the right right attorney at the right time.
Enter Rutter's Summer of Freedom sweepstakes today. Look for the entry star, purchase participating products, scan your Rutter's rewards card, or enter VIP information at checkout and automatically be entered to win your choice of a 2017 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited Sport, Ram 1500 Bighorn Quad Cab, or Dodge Challenger RT from Stettler. Drive better, drive Stettler. Free gas for a year and one of thousands of prizes, including Red Bull, Pepsi, and Pennsylvania Lottery scratch-off tickets. Must be a Rutter's VIP to enter. Rutter's, why go anywhere else?
This is Luke Westfall. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Rebs, Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Scoreless between the Revs and Skeeters heading to the fourth. It'll be Josh Prince, Anthony Jansanti, and Travis Scott facing Logan Williamson, who has breezed through the first three frames. First pitch to Prince, outside corner, strike one, but change up to get ahead. 33 pitches for Logan Williamson in his first 3 innings of work. 4 innings in the third alone, and that time he just missed the outside edge. Count now even at a ball and a strike. Prince, a single in the first, was thrown out trying to stretch it to 2. Alonzo Harris firing in off the wall in left field. And the 1-1 pitch, that one drops below the knees. 2 balls and a strike the count. Prince 0 for 4 in the game yesterday, but had that big hit in the 6th inning 2 nights ago, the grand slam. He shows bunt, pulls back, and takes high and away. Appeal to first, but no swing, says Brian DeBrouwer. It's 3 balls and a strike. Two hits for either side, no runs across. The Skeeters with an error on a ball dropped by the first baseman, Travis Scott. And the 3-1 home from Williamson. Fastball outside corner for a strike. And now it's full 3-2. Prince, a patient hitter, second in the league in walks at 52. And the payoff pitch hit on the ground, foul down towards third. Rafi Montalvo will make a kick save and then pick it up and toss into the seats. Once again, Montalvo, the pitching coach for the Skeeters, managing the ball club this weekend. The 3-2 from Williamson, hit in the air, left center field, a long run for Harris towards the gap, but he will get there in time to make the grab. Glove outstretched, letter high for out number 1. Logan Williamson now has set down 5 in a row, and that'll bring up Anthony Jansanti. But Gary Gaetti, the skipper for Sugarland, away from the team this weekend. He's at the Minnesota Twins 30-year World Series reunion at Target Field. Here's Jansanti, first pitch. That's a 2-seamer off the plate away, ball 1. Gaetti, a member of that 87 World Series team, was actually the ALCS MVP as Jansanti lines a blooper towards shallow center, and that'll fall in for a base hit off the end of the bat and over the glove of Alexi Casilla, going out from second base. And it's a 1-out base hit for Jansanti. There's Travis Scott. Scott flew out to right field his first time up. Roll him up. The Revs in the series winning the opener 11-2 on Thursday and then falling 9-2 on Friday and 3-1 last night. And the pitch to Scott, first pitch, he swings away and hits it high in the air. A towering fly to shallow center. A long run in for Witherspoon, still coming towards the infield, and he slides and makes the grab. That ball just kept on coming towards the infield, wind blowing in, and Witherspoon, who was playing deep, came charging in on his horse and made a sliding catch. Ball hung up in the air a long time, allowing Witherspoon to make the run in. And the wind, which has seemingly all summer been blowing out, this time blowing in. And a fine defensive play from Travis Witherspoon. Jansanti at first. Here's Brian Pounds, a throw to first, and Anthony back to the base. Scoreless here at Peoples Bank Park. Revs and Skeeters, top of the fourth. Brian Pounds 0 for 1 with a fly out to center field. Slightly open stance from the right side, and the pitch from Williamson hit in the air, foul out of play down the right field line. Brian Pounds, the neon batting gloves to go around with the neon tape on the bat handle. And he's been hitting the ball a lot better of late. 8 for his last 18 over the course of his 5 previous games. 0-1 the count on him. A long look at first, and now Williamson deals, and it's a fastball off the plate away. Pounds this season up to 5 home runs, and 2 of them have come against the Revs. Pitch on the way, and that's up and away. Runner goes, a delayed steal, and the throwback got Williamson. It might have just missed him. He certainly flinched out of the way of it. It either grazed the back of his jersey, or it just missed getting him to hit an emergency release on the delayed steal as Jan Sanchi's up to second. Either way, Williamson looked a little peeved, turned around and stared in at his catcher. Runner in scoring position now with 2 down. The pitch to Pounds, and that one misses down and away. Now it's a hitter's count, 3 balls and 1 strike. Wilfredo Rodriguez, one of the hottest guys in the lineup, waiting on deck. Infield back, outfield plays Pounds the shade the opposite way. Williamson looks back and now comes home, and the breaking ball upstairs, ball 4. First walk of the day issued by Williamson, and now 2 men on with 2 away. So here is the aforementioned Rodriguez. An infield hit his first time up, a play that Casilla got to and made a jump throw, but Rodriguez beating it out down the line. A righty against the lefty Williamson, and the first pitch, a swing and a miss, a changeup, and it dipped down. And Rodriguez chased it down around the shoe tops, 0-1. Rodriguez, 10 hits in 22 at-bats over his last 6 games. Holds the bat just above his belt buckle, straight up in the air as Williamson leans in for his sign. The lefty sets, looks back at second, and again. Another pitch on the way, down and in, blocked down by Tejeda. 1 ball and 1 strike. Talked to Williamson for the pregame show the other day, and we were talking about his time away from the game and the decision to come back to it, and he said making the decision to come back was even harder than the initial decision to step away. Both, of course, very tough to make. The 1-1 down and away. He'd been working in sales for a building supply company and felt a little bit indebted to the man who took him under his wing and gave him the opportunity there and provided him so much, and felt bad saying, I'm leaving you, I'm going back to baseball, but felt like he had something left in the tank. 2-1 and the pitch on the way. Reach for and tap left side slowly, charging in Simpson. The throw on the run in time to get Rodriguez hustling down the line. A base hit, a walk, and 2 men left stranded after 3.5 at Peoples Bank Park. We're scoreless between the Revs and Skeeters on 1350 WOYK.
At Donegal, we understand there are many costs associated with running a business. That's why Donegal works with you to provide quality insurance products based on your business needs, and why we deliver that insurance at a price to fit your budget. Call your local independent Donegal agent today and discover why, when it comes to insurance for your business, Donegal is a better value. Contact Coatman Kunkel Insurance at 717-854-0300 or stop in at 3217 East Market Street, York. Locally owned and operated by Pam and Rudy Kochman. Kochman Kunkel Insurance. Hey Revs fans, now's your chance to win big with the Revs and Shipley Energy. This season, during every home game at Peoples Bank Park, it's the all-new Shipley
The Energy Grand Slam inning. Each game, one inning will be designated, and one name will be selected as the contestant. If the Revs hit a Grand Slam that inning, you could win $5,000. To enter, stop by Fan Services and fill out your form, or enter via the York Revolution app or YorkRevolution.com. Sign up today and win big with the Revs and Shipley Energy this season.
Hey, Jane, check it out. 2 brand new Fast Play games from the Pennsylvania Lottery.
Yeah, you just pick your game, get your ticket, and see if you've won.
And with Payday, you could win progressive top prizes instantly.
Instantly? That's fast.
Not faster than me drinking this frozen slush.
You okay?
Ouch. Headache.
Oh.
Fast Play. Play fast, win instantly. The Pennsylvania Lottery. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
Hey, Jane, check it out. 2 brand new Fast Play games from the Pennsylvania...
Oh.
Fast Play. Play fast, win instantly. The Pennsylvania Lottery. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
Bottom of the 4th, Jared Mitchell, Carlos Trienfeld, Chase Simpson due up facing Jake Hale. No runs for either team to this point. Shift on in the infield against Mitchell as he digs in from the left side. Hale winds in the first pitch. It's a fastball down and in towards the shoe tops, 1-0. Hale, a guy who was drafted 3 different times. First by the Indians in 2005, that was in the 24th round. Then again in 2007 as he deals inside again, and that nearly got Mitchell, who sucked his stomach in. It was the Blue Jays drafting him in 07 in the 20th round, and then he finally agreed to terms with the Diamondbacks when they chose him in 09. Now in his 9th pro season, joined the Skeeters a third of the way through last season. And the 2-0 pitch on the way. That one just inside, a little closer to the plate this time, but 3-0. Mitchell's been red hot over his last 10 games. A .259 average, 17 for 37. And the pitch is a called strike over at the knees. The count now 3-1. Mitchell over that stretch, 8 doubles, 3 home runs. And the 3-1 pitch, he rolls over it inside the bag at first and past the dive of Scott down the line. Mitchell digging for 2, and he will get in safely. His 9th double in the last 11 games, and he's aboard to start off the 4th. Not the hardest hit ball, but he found a hole just between Scott and the first base bag. And once it was by him, it rolled all the way down to the right field corner. And Jared Mitchell, the leadoff man, in scoring position for the Revs. Come on, bring him in now, bring him in. So here's Trienfeld. Carlos DHing this afternoon and flew out to right field his first time up. Righty against righty, Hale working from the first base side of the rubber. And the pitch, inside out swing, and look out, first base side. 0-1 on the fish shot foul. Hale's best season in the Atlantic League, now in his 5th year, came in 2015 with Southern Maryland. A 9-win season, 9-5, a .293 ERA. And the 0-1 to Trienfeld, he shows bunt, drops it down in front of the mound, Hale off the field, and he lobs it to first in time to get Trienfeld, who looked like he pulled up a little bit running down the line. Not sure if he was frustrated at the bunt attempt, got it a little too close to the pitcher's mound, or if he may have pulled something running down the line. He's walking back towards the Revs dugout, far side. Keep an eye on that. Of course, not playing the field tonight is DHing, and hands on hips in the dugout, but for right now he moves Jared Mitchell up to third base. Sacrifice 1-3 for the first down, and here's Chase Simpson. We're only in the fourth, but the Skeeters will bring the infield in. Hale still going from the stretch, and the first pitch to Simpson, just below the knees, ball one. Chase a fly out to right field, his first time up. Each team with 3 hits here as we play the fourth. Hale sets, and the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Took a changeup that dove down and away from the bat of Simpson. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. We mentioned the year Hale had in 2015, and he was named the starter for the Atlantic League All-Star game that year. Gave up 1 run on 2 hits in an inning pitched. Also appeared in the All-Star game this year, 1 of 3 now for Hale. The 1-1 on the way to Simpson. Backdoor breaking ball, can't find the zone, down and away. Picked off the dirt by Cordero behind the plate. Simpson taps the outside corner of the plate. Switch hitter in there, batting left. Hale with the sign. And the 2-1 pitch. That one just inside. Didn't miss by much, but Cordero had to reach back across the plate. He was set up away. Hale in affiliated ball, advanced as high as high A. His time all spent in the Diamondbacks organization, then a couple years in the Can-Am League before joining the Atlantic League ranks, originally with Camden. 3 balls and a strike, and the pitch to Simpson. And that's outside, ball 4, and now the Revs with the runners at the corners and are threatening here in the fourth. That'll get Travis Witherspoon to the plate. Witherspoon a strikeout victim in the second, the lone strikeout of the day so far for Hale. Witherspoon a couple practice swings before climbing into that third base side batter's box. Mitchell at third, Simpson at first, and 1 away. Hale sets, and the first pitch to Witherspoon, a breaking ball hit on the ground to shortstop. Jansanti with the hop, finds second one, the return throw not in time. Chase Simpson with the takeout slide, forcing Prince to the ground, and Jansanti standing there at shortstop in disbelief. He thought they rolled it. That'll get a run home. Revs on the board as Mitchell's in from third, and Witherspoon with the RBI on the fielder's choice. So 1-0, York in front, and here's Dent. Dent hit by a pitch his first time up. A breaking ball, and he turned his front shoulder in. Witherspoon leads from first. A check on him, a close play, and he's out at first base. Jake Hale, a pickoff move, and he gets Travis Witherspoon. Lead a little bit too far off, and that will retire the side. But a base hit, and the Revs on the board. Witherspoon a ground out to score it. Jared Mitchell, who continues his hot hitting with a leadoff double. We head to the fifth at Peoples Bank Park. 1-0 York on 1350 WOYK.
This is the Dan Patrick Show.
Every single morning.
5 bad calls in 13 seconds. What's more impressive? What Reggie Miller did to the Knicks or what the officials did to NBA fans in the final 13 seconds? Reg had 8 points in 9 seconds.
Yes.
Or 5 missed calls in 13 seconds. What's more impressive there? And I thought Reg was. But that's pretty impressive. You missed 5. You missed every one of them. But, total transparency. They've admitted that they miss these calls. But it's almost like, and if you're Catholic, you understand this, you just go to confession, and all of a sudden that just wipes away your sins. So this is sort of the referee, the NBA's version of confession. Hey, we made some mistakes. We'll see you in Oklahoma City.
The Dan Patrick Show.
Break out some IDs.
That's just good radio.
Mornings at 9 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Need material handling equipment for your company's busy season? Mid-Atlantic Industrial Equipment offers a full line of rental equipment to keep you operating at maximum efficiency. Forklifts from 3,000 to 15,000 pound capacity, narrow aisle reach trucks and order pickers, electric pallet jacks, scissor lifts, and forklift clamp attachments. Daily, weekly, and monthly terms available. Call today at 888-383-LIFT. That's 888-383-5438. And check us out online at midatlanticindustrial.com.
This is Paul Fletcher. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs, Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
We head to the fifth, lower third of the order due up for the Skeeters. Cole Gillespie, Hector Oliveira, Albert Cordero. Facing Logan Williamson, who now is pitching with the lead. 1-0 Revs as Jared Mitchell led off the home half of the fourth with a double. He was sacrificed to third and came around to score in a Travis Witherspoon fielder's choice. First pitch to Gillespie misses outside, ball one. Gillespie, a strikeout victim his first time in the 1-0. Change up in there for a strike, 1-1. Gillespie, a two-hit game last night, scored 2 runs, a single, a double, a stolen base as well. And the 1-1 hit on the ground to shortstop Ryan Dent, the backhand pickup, and the throw across in time, 1 gone. That'll bring up Hector Oliveira. Oliveira grounded out to Chase Simpson at third as he cut in front, back in the third. Oliveira, a native of Cuba, in the first pitch, he swings and fouls it off, came back up and got him in that third base side batter's box. Oliveira playing with the Cuba National Series from 2003 through 2014. Over that span, hit .323 with 96 home runs, 433 driven in, and he swings and misses to fall behind 0-2. Also played in the 2007 and 2009 World Baseball Cups, the 09 Baseball Classic as well, and the 02. Reached for and hit on the ground to shortstop. Ryan Dent charging, backhand throws across his body, just in time on the stretch from Burgess. 2 up and 2 down. Burgess and Dent each doing their part on that one for out number 2. So Ryan Dent making both plays to begin the frame, and here's Cordero. Cordero's been in a rut of late, just 7 for his last 47. 148 over his last 13 games. Switch hitter will bat from the right side against the lefty Williamson. Logan kicks, and the first pitch, swing and a miss. 76 miles an hour, and it looked like Cordero was late on it. Tried to wait back, and I think waited too long. Cordero, the K-man here today. And the 0-1. Swinging a line drive to second base, and a leaping catch by Alexi Casilla. Got off the ground, went airborne, and hauled it in. A snow cone catch, and a 3-up, 3-down frame. After 4.5, we're halfway home from Peoples Bank Park. The Revs on top, 1-0 on 1350 WOYK.
Did you know that Shipley Energy can take care of all your energy needs? From heating oil and propane to providing your home with electricity and natural gas. We also provide heating and air conditioning service and installation. All of your energy needs are under one roof at Shipley Energy. To learn more, visit ShipleyEnergy.com. Call 855-4-SHIPLEY and don't forget to ask about our $100 rebate. Shipley Energy. energy for life.
Facing a legal issue can be a frightening time. What's my course of action? How do I know who to call? Fortunately, the York County Bar Association makes it easy. Now, you only need to make one call to find the right lawyer for you. Call the York County Bar Association and let us help you find the right lawyer with our Attorney Connection Lawyer Referral Service. Just call 854-8755 or visit yorkbar.com. Don't hesitate in getting the help you need. Contact the York County Bar Association and let us help you find the right attorney at the right time.
Enter Rutter's Summer of Freedom sweepstakes today. Look for the entry star, purchase participating products, scan your Rutter's rewards card, or enter VIP information at checkout and automatically be entered to win your choice of a 2017 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited Sport, Ram 1500 Bighorn Quad Cab, or Dodge Challenger RT from Stettler. Drive better, drive Stettler. Free gas for a year and one of thousands of prizes, including Red Bull, Pepsi, and Pennsylvania Lottery scratch-off tickets. Must be a Rutter's VIP to enter. Rutter's, why go anywhere else?
This is Ryan Dent. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs, Sports Radio 1350, WOYK, first in York, first in sports.
Well, Ryan Dent introing himself. He's leading off the inning. Alonzo Harris, Alexi Casilla to follow. Jake Hale, 1 run on 3 hits over his first 4 frames. Seems like we have another pitcher's duel brewing here today. Logan Williamson, he's been very efficient. 60 pitches through his first 5 innings. Dent hit by a pitch his first time up was up in the 4th inning when Witherspoon was picked off of first, so he'll get a fresh slate here in the 5th. Hale from the line, the first base shot of the rubber. And the tall righty kicks and deals. High and tight, ball 1. Dent leaning back and out of the way of that one. Dent a home run a couple nights ago, his 3rd of the year. Towering shot deep down the line and left. Pitch on the way, down and in. And 2 balls and a strike the count. Hale kicks and the 2-0. Dent swinging and reaches forward and fouls it back to the screen. Dent this season has played all around the infield. In fact, in one single week started at all 4 infield positions, but now settling in at shortstop for the time being, and a swing and a miss on a pitch over the outside corner. Count even at 2-2 after the departure of Angel Franco. Dent has started every game since at shortstop. And now the 2-2. Fastball just missed the outside corner. Good pitch from Hale, but a better eye from Ryan Dent. Righty against righty, and the payoff pitch, outside ball 4, and Ryan Dent reaches for the 2nd time today. A hit by pitch and now a walk, and that'll turn the lineup over for Alonzo Harris, who's also been aboard twice. Harris reached to start the bottom of the 1st. It was an error on Travis Scott, the first baseman. An error on the catch, as Hale delivered an on-target throw on a bouncer right in front of the mound. He moved to 2nd on an error, but was thrown out at 3rd on a fielder's choice. And the first pitch, breaking ball, misses high, ball 1. Harris also an infield single, a tough play for Brian Pounds at 3rd, a rocket off the bat of Harris that Pounds tried to short hop and could not do so. 1 ball, no strikes. Dent leading off first. The Revs lead it 1-0. Pitch from Hale, high drive, deep left center field. Back goes Oliveira towards the wall, and he makes the grab onto the warning track. Dent was around 2nd. He'll have to hustle back to 1st, and he slides back in without a throw. Harris gave it a ride, but just not quite enough. Right in front of the right edge of the big wall in left center field. So one away for Alexi Casilla. Casilla 0 for 1, reached on a fielder's choice, also laid down a sac bunt. Last night had an RBI single in his last chance, extending that hitting streak to 20 in a row. Switch hitter batting from the left side. Set up away in the first pitch, a swing and a miss. Change up down. Casilla big cut. Alexi 36 for 85, a .424 batting average over the 20 consecutive games. And he's hit safely in 24 of his 28 games played as a Rev. The 0-1, swing and a miss. This time it was a fastball tailing away from Casilla, who's in the hole 0-2. Casilla also with 11 multi-hit games for the Revs. Dent a short lead. And the 0-2, that one's outside, 1-2 the counts. I was talking to him yesterday about that one-handed bunt that we referenced earlier, and I mean, it was so impressive, something I'd never seen before, and he was telling me he first saw it done by Rafael Furcal. He said, I'm going to give that a shot. The 1-2, a swing and a miss. Casilla down on strikes, chased a breaking ball down and in, and there's out number 2. So Casilla saying that he experimented with the one-hand bunt in winter ball down in the Dominican. And that when he watched Furcal do it, Furcal did it with his bottom hand. Or rather with his top hand only. But Casilla felt more comfortable with his bottom hand. So what he would do is from the left side of the plate, move that dominant right hand up above his left hand. So he was gripping about halfway up the bat. He said he first felt comfortable doing it in a game in winter ball and got pretty good at it. Here's Tejeda, first pitch, ground ball left side, a big hop for Pounds. He fields and goes the short way to second base, and that will retire the side. A walk and one man left stranded after 5 complete at Peoples Bank Park. 1-0 Revs on 1350 WOYK.
Hey, it's the good-looking genius at Broadway Transmission. You know what really grinds my gears? Perfectly good cars being thrown away just because the transmission went bad. My mind slips into overdrive when someone says,
I'll just get a new car before I spend that kind of money on a transmission.
What? According to Kelley Blue Book, the average price of a new car is $32,000. Now you're going to finance that, right? There's another $6,000 to $8,000. And if you drive it off the showroom floor, it loses 20% of its value immediately. Don't forget, you also have to pay sales tax, higher insurance rates, title and registration fees, and come up with $600, $700, $800 a month depending on your interest rates for 5 years. And remember, you will still have to pay for the upkeep of the car. Brakes, tires, wipers, fluids, etc. Stop! Trade your transmission, not your car.
Thanks, good-looking genius.
You're welcome, ma'am. Broadway Transmission. We'll get your shift together and save you all that dough. Visit us on the web at BroadwayTrans.com or stop in and see how it's done.
Does your wealth advisor know how you take your coffee? At Smith, Mayer & Little Wealth Advisory Group, we genuinely get to know our clients, from their interests, goals, and dreams, right down to how they like their coffee. By understanding our clients on a personal level, we help them make wise financial decisions. In us, you will find a trusted confidant dedicated to your financial success. Smith, Mayer & Little, a wealth of knowledge about wealth. Get to know us over a cup of coffee or visit us at financialjava.com.
Janney Montgomery Scott LLC, member NYSE, FINRA, and SIPC.
Hi, this is Dan Patrick. Join me weekday mornings at 9 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Top of the order due up for Sugarland. Revs lead it 1-0 here as we head to the 6th. It'll be Joe Benson, Josh Prince, and Anthony Jansanti against Logan Williamson. Williamson today making his 62nd career start as a Rev. Originally coming to York in 2014. Pitched very well in 14, back for 15 when he had 9 wins. And here back in 2017, looking for win number 19 in his career. His team ahead 1-0 here in the 6th, and Joe Benson stands in. Williamson just 60 pitches through his first 5 innings, and the breaking ball bounces in 1-0. One caroming off to Tejeda towards the on-deck circle, towards the first base side Revolution dugout. Benson, a ground out to third, a fly out to center. And the 1-0, a check swing, and that's just up and away. Appeal to first and no swing, says Brian DeBrouwer. It's a late appeal from Tejeda, and I think he expected to get that strike called rather than on the swing. 2-0 to Benson, the high sock striped, and the swing is a foul tip back towards the screen. Benson with the dirty uniform after he slid into the Revs bullpen in pursuit of a foul ball. Josh Prince golfing one back towards the Revs on deck circle. And the pitch on the way down low. The Revs with their golf outing tomorrow afternoon, Outdoor Country Club. The annual Brooks Robinson Classic. Williamson has his sign and the 3-1 pitch. And that's outside ball 4. So Benson reaches with a leadoff walk, and that'll bring up Prince.
Do you think you'll get some golf in after the day game on Wednesday morning?
I hope so. I was just talking about that before the game with Ryan Jansen, the assistant groundskeeper here. Always a treat to get some in with those early day games.
Yeah. Agreed.
Paul Fletcher now is going to use a mound visit coming out to check on Logan Williamson.
This is a big inning for him, Matt. Not based on pitch count, but just the fact that it's the top of the order, and seeing him for the 3rd time has really been efficient through 5, but the leadoff walk, definitely not the way that he wanted to start it.
Looks like the Revs do have some action starting out in the right field bullpen. I saw Michael Click wandering down there a little earlier, but we'll wait on confirmation as to who is throwing behind Logan Williamson. But Logan's so much better of late. His last 4 starts, he's thrown 25 2/3 innings, giving up just 7 earned runs, a 2.45 ERA. After a slow start to the season, we mentioned the calf injury that forced him out of a game, forced him to miss a start, and really took him a little bit extra to get back and feeling 100% and confident in that calf. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss to Prince, delayed steal to throw down in plenty of time, and now Benson in a rundown. Dent chasing him to first, and the tag by Burgess not in time. Benson a headlong dive back in. No harm, no foul, but the Revs would have liked that one. Burgess creeping towards second base, trying to shorten the path for Dent. And Benson crept past him and get the headlong dive to the outside of the base.
Yeah, as that closed together, it was just held too long for the closing that Burgess was trying to pull off there, shorten the distance on the rundown. Dent had made a nice stab on that one-hop throw, a little bit of an in-between hop initially.
0-1 the Prince. And the pitch from Williamson, fastball hitting the air, foul off to the right. Man up in the Revs bullpen, Luke Westfall, the left-hander, beginning to throw. So the Revs could go lefty-lefty, Williamson and then Westfall. As we mentioned, the pitch count for Williamson not a concern. He's at just 67 here in the 6th. And a check on first, and Benson back in standing. The other thing that's been impressive with Williamson is how long he's been working into games, going 6 or more innings in his last 4 starts. And the pitch on the way, and that one misses down and away. 1-2 the count. In his previous 11 starts, he had never gone more than 5 2/3. So really just something starting to click of late for Logan, and good to see. I know he's been working hard and really wants to be back out there after missing a year. Line drive left field off the bat of Prince. Base hit towards the line. Harris up with it. Will get it back in, and that will hold Benson on at second base with 2 on with nobody down.
And Sugarland set up here. It's certainly a missed opportunity on that play on the bases, which would have helped. Logan will have to try to overcome that.
So the tying run at second, go-ahead run at first for Anthony Jansanti. He's 1 for 2, stole a base. Righty against the lefty Williamson, and the first pitch he shows bunt and pulls back on a fastball high and away, 1-0. Burgess plays in front of the runner, Prince at first. Chase Simpson expecting bunt in on the grass at third. And the pitch, he's not bunting. Fastball misses away. 2 balls and no strikes. Jansanti looking down to Rafi Montalvo coaching third for his signs. 1-0 York leading. But Sugarland threatening here in their half of the 6th. Look back at second and the pitch. The 2-0 misses low, ball 3. And now Logan Williamson a ball away from loading the bases. Got to figure Jansanti is taking all the way here. Jansanti, the former roommate of 7 different major leaguers. He calls himself a good luck charm. And the 3-0. Swinging a line drive deep down the line and left, but that hook's foul. Home run distance, Jansanti the green light on 3-0. And just out in front. The 7 guys he's roomed with that have gone on to make the bigs. Javi Baez, Eric Jokic, Matt Sekur, Rafael Lopez, Logan Watkins, Mike Oltz, and Justin Bohr. 3-1 the count, and the pitch. He is bunting this time and fouls it into the glove of Tejeda. And now it's full 3-2. So the bunt on 0-0, the green light 3-0, and the bunt back on 3-1. Speaking of Justin Bohr, what a show he put on at the Home Run Derby in his home ballpark this year. Tough to be knocked out with 22 long balls, but he was. The payoff pitch, swinging a foul ball down the line and right as Jansanti stays alive.
And he used a donut for some extra fuel, which, if you ask Polo, I could relate to that.
Yeah, I don't think Polo has the same thought on it being fuel for you, though. I think he frowns on it. Throw back to second and then gets into center field. Benson takes off for third. Witherspoon up with it. He'll have no play. Both runners advance. Williamson spun and threw the dent, and it was behind him. And now the double play out of order and 2 in scoring position.
That would have been close, too, and with Benson sliding back in, Dent's reach was cut off, basically reaching right into the runner. I'm glad his wrist didn't get jammed because he basically had to stick the glove right into him. And boy, there's been a lot that has gone wrong here in this top of the 6th.
So now the tying run 90 feet away. Go-ahead run at second base. It's still 3-2. The payoff pitch, swinging a line drive towards the gap in right center field. Mitchell on the run. He gloves it. Up with it, will fire home to the plate. And the ball is late, and up to third on the play goes Prince. Benson in to score on the sac fly. A good throw from Mitchell, just too late to get the speedy right fielder who comes in to tie the game at 1.
Yeah, he had all his momentum behind it. I think if not for that, he might throw to third and try to keep Prince at second base, but he was coming in almost straight toward the plate, and hard to fault him for taking a chance given that. He actually did make it somewhat close, but that one bounce in front of the plate, Tejeda had to receive it about chest high, and Benson sliding in.
So now with the go-ahead run at third base, scored tied at 1, Travis Scott up, and the Revs will bring the infield in. Williamson goes to the windup in the first pitch, swung on and missed by Scott, a challenged fastball, and he swung through it 89 letter high from Logan Williamson. Outfield plays Scott to pull. Williamson from the wind, charging towards the plate is Prince, and he's just bluffing. There's a strike outside corner. May have distracted the batter Scott, who kind of slumped his shoulders. Either that or he wasn't too pleased with the strike call from Del Balso. But with Williamson, the lefty, going from the wind, his back is turned towards Prince, who leads off of third. And here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him to chase, letter high, and a 3-pitch strikeout of Travis Scott, and a big out number 2.
Big indeed. He's done a great job on Scott today, who, as a left-hand hitter, has hit way better against left-hand pitchers and has certainly hit well against York. That's a big out if he can take that and help get out of this inning.
Williamson rearing back and letting that one fly, and Scott chasing on the challenge pitch, letter high. Here's Brian Pounds. 2 down in the first pitch, chopped towards third and foul. Prince, the runner, tried to make a play on it, but it's by him and towards the bullpen of the Skeeters, left field side. 2 down, scored tied at 1. Sugarland with 1 run on 4 hits and 1 error. The Revs 1 run, 3 hits. And Logan Williamson charged with an error on that ball into center field. The 0-1, high fly ball, center field. Witherspoon chasing towards right center, has a play and waiting. And in the gap, puts it away to retire the side. 1 run comes home. It's an unearned run on the error from Williamson, but we're tied at 1. 1 hit in the inning and 1 man left stranded as we head to the bottom of the 6th.
Rich
50 WOYK.
I like it.
The Rich Eisen Show.
I'm here with Jim Moore from UCLA here on the Rich Eisen Show, and you answered, this had to be the first draft you physically have been to.
Yeah, I've been in 25 or 26 draft rooms where you're on one end of the phone talking to New York, now Chicago, but I'd never been in the green room.
What'd you think of the dog and pony show?
I thought it was amazing. I loved it. Unfortunately, I saw the Tunsil thing. That was really amazing. And so to be able to go back to my players and say, okay, this is why we talk about decision making, and this is why we talk about the dangers of social media. And with Miles, you understand how fragile this career can be in the NFL. And so it pounds the point home to your players of the importance of an education and the importance of networking and setting yourself up for a life after football.
Time to roll.
This is the Rich Eisen Show. Weekdays at noon on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
The York County Economic Alliance is York County's primary business resource, representing over 1,100 member businesses and 50,000 employees in York County. The YCEA serves to lead economic growth, connect local businesses, and to create a prosperous York County. This month, the YCEA celebrates the anniversaries of these members: Smith Village Home Furnishings, Columbia Gas of Pennsylvania, Maple Press Company, Shaler Yesco Distribution Incorporated, the York County Economic Alliance. Together, we prosper. Visit ycea-pa.org.
This is Steven Janis. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Middle third of the order due up for the Revs: Michael Burgess, Jared Mitchell, Carlos Trienfeld. Game now tied at 1. Sack fly and an RBI, nodding the score off the bat of Anthony Jansanti last half inning. An errant pickoff throw proving costly for the Revs. With the offense trying to respond and put Logan Williamson back in line to win it. Burgess will get things going. 0 for 2, a fielder's choice, and a fly out to center field. Hale back to work, and his 69th pitch of the ball game, a breaking ball, backdoor, strike 1. Burgess up there without batting gloves per usual. The lefty in, and the 0-1 down and away with the fastball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Burgess, originally a first round draft pick by the Nationals in 2007. And the 1-1 pitch, reached for and hit on the ground towards shortstop. Jansanti has it go right through the wickets on into left center field. He was lining it up and he took his eye off the ball, and Michael Burgess reaches on the error.
Yeah, just flat out came up too soon. That was right through the wickets, and Jansanti, who plays all over the field, second base, outfield, and using him at short this series, he's looked pretty good there, but on that one, routine, and just got a little bit itchy and came up too quickly.
Second error of the game for the Skeeters, who come in tied for 5th in the league in fielding. Now the infield playing the shift on against Mitchell. A big hole on the left side, and Brian Pounce drawn in at third. Hale will work from the stretch. Set up away in the first pitch. Mitchell shows bunt and takes a strike, letter high. Turns and looks back at Del Balso. He thought that was up. Joe Del Balso shaking his head. Mitchell continuing to plead his case. Mitchell back for a second year in York. Left-hander up there, rests the bat on his back left shoulder. And the pitch on the way, he shows bunt, and he went around. He does not connect on a pitch down and away. It's 0-2. Brian, our official scorer, pointing out that the Revs have had the leadoff man on in 5 of their 6 innings at the plate, a 3-up, 3-down second, the lone exception. Only been able to plate 1 of those runs, however, and are deadlocked at 1 here in the home half of the 6th. 0-2 the count to Mitchell. Pounce now plays even with the bag at third. Hale sets, and the 0-2. Swinging a ground ball, slowly hit towards shortstop. Jansanti bobbles, picks it up, bare hand throw, not in time. Second error of the inning, back-to-back for Jansanti, who rushed it, charging in. Had it go off his glove, it caromed into his bare hand, but his throw too late, with Mitchell legging it out.
Yeah, it looked like a clean roll, I thought, and just trying to maybe get rid of it before he had it. Trying to do a little bit too much. They're not going to turn 2 on that play. See if the Revs can take advantage. It was Sugarland given an extra out, if not 2, in the top half, and Logan did a good job to limit them to only the 1 run. See if the Revs can take this and run with it now.
Well, Carlos Trienfel and Polo meet just outside the circle around home plate. You've got to think Trienfel will be asked to bunt here. He is riding a 7-game hitting streak, but in a tight one here, home half the 6th, tied at 1. And the Revs now with a chance to get 2 runners up into scoring position. First pitch, Trienfel not bunting. Skeeter's expecting it, but it's a breaking ball for a strike from Hale. A good pitch, snapping off to the outside corner. Skeeters had the wheel play on. They were off and running on the delivery, and Trienfel never squared. So maybe they're giving him 1 pitch to swing away. We will see. Burgess at second, Mitchell at first. Travis Scott, the first baseman, positioned in front of the runner, Mitchell. Trienfel this year with 1 sacrifice bunt. The Revs as a team with 27, again swinging away, and this time comes up empty, a pitch down and in.
I think with the next 3 hitters, he's been by far the hottest. Simpson and Witherspoon have both struggled, so trying to give Carlos the chance to get it done here, but quickly in the hole.
So 0-2, and he'll try to put it in play, but also stay out of the double play. Trienfel with the high socks, DHing tonight. And the 0-2. That one just missed the outside corner. A changeup from Hale, and Trienfeld with a good eye to lay off. Carlos stirring his 7-game hitting streak, 9 for 26. He's flown out to right and laid down a sac bunt in this one, so I guess has done that already. 2 now on the year. The 1-2 again, line drive back up the middle, base hit center field. Burgess is going to have to held up at third on the throwback in. That ball hit too sharply for Burgess to be able to come around, but now the Revs with the bases loaded and nobody down. A 2-out hit, or 2-strike hit I should say, from Carlos Trienfeld drove it right back up the box. And the bases are loaded for Chase Simpson.
All right, great job by Carlos, who fell behind there and laid off a close one, didn't chase, and then stayed short, which is one of the reasons for his success of late, hitting it up the middle and the other way, and I guess that's why they didn't have him bunting.
Rafi Montalvo out to the mound. The entire infield comes together. Julio DePaula has been up and throwing for the Skeeters down in their left field bullpen, but Montalvo, he's both the pitching coach and the manager today, so we'll see what he decides to do. Jake Hale has been so good for him this year, also good in this one, but in a jam. And he will stay out there. Hale, the second best ERA in the league at 2.66. 6 wins, or third best in the league. But right now, in a pressure situation, bases loaded, nobody out, and Chase Simpson at the plate. Montalvo going out there to settle down his tall righty. Hale 6'7", 200 pounds as he leans in for his sign. Infield comes in, and they will try to get the play at the plate. Hale asks Cordero to go through the signs one more time. The outfield pretty much straight away against Chase Simpson. Hale ready. First pitch to Simpson. Swing a ground ball foul again over towards that Revs dugout. Got that one in on the hands and turned on it, but a little early. Burgess at third, Mitchell at second, Trienfeld on at first. Nobody down, score tied at 1. Hale sets at the belt, and the 0-1. That one misses low, a changeup, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Good recognition there out of the hand. That, I would think, looked like a strike most of the way. It did from here at least, which is way different than in there, but close pitch.
Chase Simpson with his first bases loaded at bat, and the pitch down and in. The Revs as a team this year hitting .259 with the bases full, 2 home runs, 45 driven in. Switch hitting third baseman trying to come through and put his team back in front. Tied at 1 here in the finale. Revs looking to go for the split. 2-1, swing and a miss. That pitch inside, and it tied Simpson up, and the count now even, 2-2. Simpson a moment outside the box, now digs back in. He waves the light tan bat over the heart of the plate as Hale sets. The 2-2. Swinging a bouncer, foul over towards the first base side dugout, and Simpson stays alive.
And Hale, like a lot of pitchers these days, a lot of cutters, he relies on that heavily. And you're hoping that he leaves one over the plate. He's yet to do so, though, on Simpson. He's had to fight off some really tough pitches running right in on the knuckles.
Hale now up to 83 pitches. Once again, the Skeeters with the infield in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch to Simpson. Swinging a drive, right field and pretty deep. Benson back, has a play and makes the catch, but deep enough to score Burgess. He trots home. Mitchell up to third, a sac fly and an RBI for Simpson, and the Revs in front 2-1.
And what a nice at bat. So many of those cutters right in on the fists and fouling them off barely to hang in there, and Hale indeed did leave one over a portion of the plate. Simpson able to get extended a bit, hook it out there to right, somewhat deep. And he's really been putting in the work here lately, trying to get through a couple of things with his swing, and that work paying off in the form of that sac fly.
Well, Trienfeld coming through with a 2-strike hit to load the bases. Simpson with 2 strikes, able to get the job done. And here's Witherspoon. First and third, 1 away. And the first pitch, a breaking ball, down and in, ball 1. Witherspoon, a strikeout in the second, a ground out for an RBI in the 4th. He was picked off to end the frame, but did get the run home. It was Mitchell who led off the 4th with a double. 1-0, here's the pitch, and it's on the outside edge for a strike, 1-1. Former Rev Julio DePaula continues to throw for the Skeeters down in their left field bullpen. The Revs had Luke Westfall up earlier, still action down there. I'm not sure if it's Luke or someone else at this point. A 1-1 to Witherspoon. Inside, nearly got him. Witherspoon jumping back and out of the way. His momentum carrying him across home plate. And now he'll play chicken a little bit with Albert Cordero, trying to decide when there would be a path to return the baseball to his pitcher, Hale. Two balls and a strike to count to Travis Witherspoon. Freedom Division starting center fielder in the All-Star game, and the pitch on the way. Breaking ball at the knees for a strike. It's even at 2-2. We've talked about all the big hitting streaks of late. Casilla at 20. Tejeda had 11. Mitchell had 11 within the last couple weeks, but early on in the season, it was Witherspoon who got out in front of that stretch. He had 9 in the early going, hit safely in 13 of 14 at one point. Here's the 2-2. Down and in, ball 3. Cordero's kind of pump fake before throwing it back to Hale. He thought he'd framed it up down and in, but not so, according to Joe Del Balso. We'll see if the Revs send Trienfeld from first. 1 away. 3-2 the count. He does not run the payoff pitch. Inside, ball 4. And just like that, the Revs had loaded the bases again. After the sac fly from Simpson opened up second, Witherspoon works the walk on a good eye. And here's Ryan Dent coming to the plate, and there's nowhere to put him.
Revs are having some of their best at-bats of the day here in this inning. Trying to piece it together. Witherspoon, who's struggled of late and has chased a little bit. Not the case here, working out the walk.
Ryan Dent up. Mitchell at third, Trienfeld at second, Witherspoon at first, and the first pitch, a blooper down the line and right and towards the Revs bullpen, foul. 0-1. Dent this season 2 for 7 with the bases loaded. 6 runs driven in. 0-1 the count. And the pitch on the way. Swinging a foul tip off the top of the mask of Cordero. And Dent in the hole, 0-2. 2 errors by Jansanti at shortstop got the inning started. Carlos Trienfeld then singled up the middle to load the bases. Simpson coming through with the go-ahead RBI. And then Witherspoon walking to reload them. The 0-2 to Dent. Breaking ball, check swing, and it misses low. And no appeal from Cordero. Dent has been on base twice, a walk and a hit by pitch. And the 1-2. Breaking ball, chop foul, wide of third. Dent out in front, had to protect with 2 strikes. Now Brian Pounds will toss it into the seats as it carry him back onto the field.
Hale, who's got 89 in the bag, he lives low to mid 80s, just relying on that movement either side.
Base is loaded. Here's the 1-2 to Dent. Ephus pitch, if you will, and he rolls it foul wide of third. Hale completely slowed down the arm, tried to lob it in there and fool Dent. And Ryan doing a heck of a job to slow the bat down and just nick it foul.
Apparently he also has 51 in the bag, too.
Jared Mitchell at third, imitating what Dent had to do, having a little fun. Laughing it over with Brian Pounds, his former teammate. The 1-2 again to Dent. Fastball, line drive, center field. Back goes Gillespie. He makes the grab. Mitchell tags. The throw to the plate is offline and not in time. A sac fly and an RBI from Ryan Dent. And the Revs ahead 3-1. Trienfeld up to third.
I think Hale went four-seamer after the Ephus, but right down the middle, and Dent no trouble catching up to it. Nice short, compact swing. Hit it right off the barrel, right to the middle of the field. And when it first left the bat, Mitchell couldn't help himself. His first step out of excitement was toward home, but plenty of time to quickly get back, tag up, and with his speed, it's an easy second sac fly of the inning.
So here's Alonzo Harris looking to add to it. 2 down, first and third. Righty against righty, and the pitch to Harris. Line drive, base hit left field. Just out of the reach of Jan Santi at short. In to score is Trienfeld. 4-1, Revs in front. Alonzo reached out and hooked it off the end of the bat. And that's going to be all for Jake Hale. He'd given up just 1 run through his first 5 innings, but his defense letting him down here in the 6th and unable to escape the jam. Hale will exit. He threw 97 pitches, 2 down, and Alexi Casilla coming up next. It'll be Julio DePaula in from the Skeeter bullpen. We'll tell you more about him when we come back on 1350 WOYK.
Money and business are essential to the strength of a community. So is cheering and celebration and music and fun. That's why York Revolution games, concerts, youth sports, special events, and more happen at a place called People's Bank Park. People's Bank has been serving York County for more than 150 years. Always cheering, always celebrating, always committed to the things that make York County great. And to you having a great time at People's Bank Park. People's Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Can't get enough of the Birds? WOYK has you covered. Join us all season on Mondays at 6 for the Baltimore Baseball Show, hosted by award-winning Orioles and National Baseball writer Dan Connolly from BaltimoreBaseball.com. Exclusive in-depth interviews plus the latest insight and analysis on the Orioles every week. Talking baseball with the Birds, Mondays at 6. The Baltimore Baseball Show on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
This is Dustin Hawkinsmith with the Keystone Sports Network. For the best Penn State football analysis and commentary, listen to Sports Radio 1350 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 8 a.m. and after Revs games for the Keystone Kickoff Show. We'll bring you game reviews, player evaluations, and recruiting news. So for the best in Penn State talk, tune to Sports Radio 1350 WOYK for the Keystone Kickoff Show. Brought to you locally by your neighborhood SureSave Markets.
Hi, this is United States Olympian Haley Flickner. You're listening to Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Back here at Peoples Bank Park, Julio DePaula coming on. He'll face Alexi Casilla, runners at first and second. Witherspoon at second. Alonzo Harris, who just picked up an RBI at first. And Alexi looking to extend that hitting streak to 21. He's 0 for 2 with a sac bunt in this one. And now he's facing Julio DePaula. It's a Maple Donuts pitching change. Hale goes 5 2/3. And the first pitch from DePaula down and in. Casilla showed bunt and it hit him. He's leaning back and just, well, it looks like he's lounging at the beach, but not all that comfortable. Right in front of home plate. It got him on the top of the shoe top. And Mason Chung out to check on him. Albert Cordero will help him to his feet. And he will hobble down to first base and flip the bat aside. So DePaula comes in and hits the first batter he faces. And now with Tejeda coming to the plate, the Revs have batted around. DePaula making his 29th appearance of the season. He has not pitched all that well. 0-1 his record, a 6.08 ERA. He's given up 34 hits in 26 2/3 innings. 20 runs, 18 earned, walked 15, and struck out 26. Witherspoon at third, Harris at second, Casilla at first, and the pitch to Tejeda, swing and a miss. He was looking to go for the fences on that one and pulled his front side out. Tejeda 1 for 3, a single back in the first. And the 0-1. That one down and away, a breaking ball, 1 ball and 1 strike.
And I don't think you can get too big with your swing against DePaula because a lot of what he's going to throw you is a slider. He really relies on that as a number 1 pitch.
DePaula began his season here in York. And the 1-1 pop up off the fist, and that will get back in play over to the right. Two down in the inning, 3 runs in for the Revs. They lead it 4-1. Tejeda looking to add to it. Base is full. And the 1-2, breaking ball, line drive, base hit down the left field line. Witherspoon in to score. Harris behind him. Up to third goes Casilla as he slides in. A 2 RBI single for Isaias Tejeda. And a 6-1 lead for the Revs.
DePaula came in with a fastball at 90 on the foul on the previous pitch. Tried to set up the slider away again, but left it over the plate. And the Revs 2-strike hitting in this game, and this inning especially, mostly this inning, has really been a huge key.
5 runs in the inning, all unearned, but the Revs certainly have capitalized. Here's Burgess up for the second time in the inning, and the first pitch over, strike 1. It all started with a Burgess bouncer out to shortstop that went right between the legs of Anthony Jansanti. The next batter, Mitchell, also reached on an error by Jansanti. And the pitch to Burgess outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Pitch to Burgess, ground ball, base hit through the right side, under the glove of Travis Scott, in to score Casilla. Tejeda goes first to third, and Burgess keeps the line moving, an RBI single into right.
Now this has turned into a floodgates inning, and the top half of this inning, remember, Logan Williamson limited damage to 1 run. He was upset that even that scored. The Revs had made a couple of mistakes, and Sugar Land tied it here in A close game where you weren't doing much against Hale, but the Revs given a couple of breaks, couple of errors to start this inning, and they have stomped on the Skeeters' necks.
So now it's Jared Mitchell back to the plate. And Logan Williamson now staring at a victory. First pitch to Mitchell, inside corner, strike one. Logan gave up the run in the top half of the inning to tie the score at 1, but that tie did not last long. The Revs jumping all over. The Skeeters in the bottom half have put up 6 in the frame. The pitch to Mitchell, breaking ball, and that one's low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Mitchell, the 11th batter to hit in the inning. And both outs have been productive, both sac flies. First and third, and the 1-1 pitch. Outside, throw back to third, and the tag just too late. Pound slapped it down. Tejeda dove back in head first, and with the lefty at the plate, Cordero had a free path with which to throw. Pitch did miss, so it's 2-1 to Jared Mitchell, and now time is called. A ball loose in left field. Paula reached the big leagues with the Twins and then all the way back with the Orioles 7 years later. Returned to York to begin his season before being traded to the Skeeters. And now Mitchell will ask for time, and it's granted by Del Balso. Seven runs on 7 hits for the Revs. And the pitch to Mitchell, he watches it just low, started to swing but holds back. And it's a hitter's count, 3-1. 3 Skeeter errors, a big part of this rally. Two in this inning, and all the runs unearned. The 3-1, swinging a foul straight back. Mitchell off the end of the bat and spins around in the batter's box.
Revs have forced the Skeeters to throw a combined 42 pitches in this inning. Hale had 29 in this inning before leaving.
DePaula now up to 13. Mitchell digging back in, awaiting the payoff pitch. DePaula facing his former teammate. He comes set. The kick and the 3-2. Outside, ball 4. Burgess was running on the pitch. And the bases loaded for a 3rd time this inning with another former Rev, Manny Corpus, up and throwing in the left field bullpen for the Skeeters.
Now batting your designated hitter, number 34, Carlos Trian.
2 walks in the inning, 2 errors, a hit batsman, and 4 hits. Bases loaded for Carlos Trianfel. Righty against righty, and the first pitch, swing and a miss. DePaula at 91 blew it by Trianfel, down and away to get ahead 0-1. Trianfel 4 for 8 in his first 2 games in the series. Day off last night, back in there DHing today. And the pitch from DePaula, swinging a foul straight back, and Trianfel in the hole, 0-2. That was the identical situation about 15-20 minutes ago for Trianfel. Got down and then worked the count a little bit before singling up the middle to load the bases for the first of 3 different times here in the 6th. 0-2, DePaula kicks, he fires, and it's a breaking ball down and away. Good eye by Trienfeld as he watched that one sweep away from the outside corner. Carlos now in his 11th pro season. He collected exactly 1,000 hits in affiliated ball before coming to the Revs on May 16th. He began this year playing his ball in Mexico. Here's the 1-2. Swinging a blooper back of second, but Prince right there to make the grab, and that will retire the side. But the Revs send 12 to the plate in the inning, and they score 6 times. They lead it 7-1. Heading to the 7th, Daryl Henry will take you home when we come back on 1350 WOYK.
Sports injury? Walk into WellSpan Urgent Orthopedics for immediate care. No appointment is ever needed. Our orthopedic and sports medicine specialists are here to treat you. Visit wellspan.org/urgent orthopedics today for hours at our York and Hanover locations.
Hear that? It's the sound of summer. Sound nice? Call Kona Ice. We do it all. Schools, sporting events, parties, both corporate and birthday. You name it, we'll be there. We bring the party to you. If you need a little bit of fun in your life, we're the shaved ice truck for you. Oh, and we fundraise too. This summer, cool down with Kona Ice. Give us a call at 1-800-KONA-ICE or visit us online at www.kona-ice.com. Kona Ice. Flavor our world.
York Mitsubishi Super Summer Sales Event is on, featuring Outlander Sports starting at $17,995 with 0% financing available for up to 72 months. Right now, $2,500 off all 2017 Mitsubishi Lancers or a 7-passenger Outlander with discounts and rebates up to $4,000. So don't miss out on York Mitsubishi Super Summer Sales Event with a great selection and over 70 cars available. York Mitsubishi, just off Route 30 and Roosevelt Avenue in York. York Mitsubishi, where Mitsubishis always cost less. So ends 731.
This is Hall of Famer Jim Palmer. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Revs with a 7-1 lead, blowing the game open as we go to the 7th, responding after Sugarland had tied it in the 6th. They respond with 6, all of which were unearned. And Luke Westfall comes on. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. Logan Williamson is in line for his 4th win and 3rd in the last 4. And also in line for his 19th win, all-time with York. 4th on the all-time list. Wayne Franklin is next with 20. And then Chris Cody and Corey Thurman way in front. So 7-1 lead. And Westfall will face Rodriguez up first. He's 1 for 2 with an infield hit. Good to see that Stephen Penny is tuned in today. Shout out from Big Pen. He's listening. Westfall ready to go. And his first pitch of the day is down low. The Revs' 6-run inning is their biggest since their 8-run 7th inning in Bridgeport back on June 28th, almost a month. 1-0, and a looping liner to right. Mitchell coming in, waits, and makes the one-hand grab, one quick out. And the one thing that really jumped out, Matt, in that bottom of the 6th inning, they didn't even chase an inch off the plate. They really zoned in and stayed within themselves, and the results followed.
Not just the eyes at the plate, but the 2-strike hitting as well. Carlos Trienfeld setting the tone with that. He wasn't bunting, got down in the count, and then singled up the middle to load the bases. And then the productive outs, the sac fly is a big part of it too.
Here is Cole Gillespie, who struck out and grounded out. He swings and misses. Fastball at 93 from Westfall. Last saw Luke with a scoreless inning, 2 punch-outs in Thursday night's win. That was in the 8th. 0-1, and a swing and a pop foul back. He's 2-6, a 3.03 ERA in 33 outings, 45 strikeouts in 33 innings. Strong 6 from Logan today. He went 6 innings, 1 unearned run on 4 hits. It's the 0-2, and a fastball up and away. Logan walked 2, struck out 2, 81 pitches, 51 strikes. Going at least 6 for the 5th straight start. 1-2, and a swing and a miss. A slider down and in. And Gillespie down, golfing at it, 2 away.
And impressive that Westfall has come in and been so effective right away. It's really difficult to get up and start warming in such a big inning and kind of feel out when you're ready, but then not get cold or tight. The Revs at the plate for probably 40 minutes there.
Now here's Oliveira. He takes all the way, and Westfall pumps a strike. Williamson, by the way, now his last 5 starts, a 1.99 ERA. Trying to improve to 3-1 in those 5. As Westfall steps off. Oliveira, 2 at-bats, 2 ground-outs. It's the 0-1, and he reaches and fouls it back off the netting. Mentioned last night, he was originally signed by the Dodgers, Cuban native, and traded to the Braves in that 3-team deal that involved Alex Wood and Matt Latos. He did make it to the majors with Atlanta. Tejeda standing, the pitch misses outside. I guess he was just moving outside, but I thought he was going to stand up or set up standing for a moment for a high fastball. They certainly wanted it off the plate, and it was outside. Westfall with the 1-2. Swing and a bouncer over him. Going to be tough. Casilla barehand try off his hand, and Oliveira with an infield hit. As he chopped it over the mound and in front of second into no man's land. And just the 5th hit of the day for Sugarland. All singles. 2 of them have been infield hits now. Bring Albert Cordero to the plate. On our WellSpan Sports Medicine injury report, the Revs are in good shape. Sugarland with Kevin Aaron's out. He came up lame the other night. Lance Sawadsky and Zach Zinicola have been on the DL for extended periods. Pitch to Cordero is lobbed foul. That'll find the seats, first base side. Cordero, our K-man today, has grounded out and lined out. Westfall nods yes, a peek over at Oliveira, who's standing at a lead. Pitch is swung on, hit in the air, right center. Mitchell and Witherspoon converge. It's going to be Mitchell this time. He calls and makes the grab as Witherspoon, a late cutback to take the backing up route. And it's a scoreless top of the 7th inning for Luke Westfall. No runs, 1 hit, an infield hit, and 1 left. Stretch time here at the bank. It's the Revs 7 and the Skeeters 1.
Money and business are essential to the strength of a community. So is cheering and celebration and music and fun. That's why York Revolution Games concert.
WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Bottom of the 7th, it's a 7-1 Revs lead. Another former Revolution reliever, Manny Corpus, comes on. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. And pretty similar numbers with Sugarland as he had in York. He's 1-3, a 7.20 ERA. With Sugarland 0-3 with a 7.94. And Chase Simpson will lead things off. Corpus, a good year last year, but hit around here this season. First pitch is a fastball strike on the outside corner. Simpson a fly out, a walk, and then in the 6th inning, drove in the first of the 6 with a sac fly. Really battled against Jake Hale, who was busting him in with cutters. Got one he could hit and opened the floodgates. Pitch is high, but called a strike, a fastball. 0-2. Grabs a 7-1 lead. Corpus, who's known for not really overexerting himself during warm-ups, just sort of lobbed the last one in. Not sure that he threw the full 5. A lot of times he prefers 2 or 3. Pitch is a called third strike. Fastball up around the belt. And Simpson frozen for the first out. Revs Baseball brought to you by Image 360, Yingling's Ice Cream, Highmark, Isaacs, Sheets, Ace Distributing, and Stambaugh Plumbing and Heating. Here's Travis Witherspoon, who today legged out a double play try for the first run of the game back in the 4th. Revs had a 1-0 lead, and then he walked and scored in the 6th. He's 0 for 2, but a ribby and a run. First pitch, fastball, and a delayed strike called down. The zone's getting a little bit big here with a 6-run margin in the later innings. Corpus ready. It's the 0-1, and it misses outside. Hecklers in front of the booth. 1 ball, 1 strike. Corpus ready and fires and misses down and away. That'll skip to the backstop. Revs with 7 runs, 7 hits, 1 error. Sugarland 1 run, 5 hits, and 3 errors. That 4-error game the other night, certainly a blip for the Revs. They came in today still alone in 2nd in the league in fielding. Sugarland came in tied for 5th. There's the 2-1. Fastball called strike, down and away. But in the zone, 2-2. Revs with Joe Van Meter up, getting ready for the 8th inning. Sun's been shining since the early couple of innings when the clouds moved away. They did have a little rain in East York. Nothing here, though. Pitch is swung on, sent down the line in right field, but fading foul into the corner. And Witherspoon ripped that one hard the other way, but just a little bit late, reaching, trying to serve it that direction.
But that's been one of his better swings of late. He's kind of gotten in a stretch where he's taken a lot of big cuts, but that time just going with the pitch, lining it down the line and right.
Corpus will try it again. Pitch, he swings and bounces a foul straight back. Revs are off tomorrow for the Brooks Robinson Golf Classic. On radio, we'll have the Baltimore Baseball Show at 6. And then we're back with you Tuesday night. Revs host the Bluefish. Another 2-2, and a slider tails away. Don't forget Wednesday's game against Bridgeport, an 11 a.m. start. Tuesday and Thursday at 6:30. Then on the road at New Britain for the weekend, and then right back home again next week. Pitch, and it misses in the dirt, and Witherspoon fights his way on. A 1-out walk here in the bottom of the 7th. Second walk he's taken today. On our York Mitsubishi out-of-town scoreboard, Southern Maryland is up 3-1 in the 8th in Bridgeport. And Lancaster currently leading as well, 2-1 in the 5th inning against Long Island. New Britain is at Somerset at 5:05. Here's Ryan Dent, who does not have an at-bat today. A hit by pitch, a walk, and a sac fly. And Corpus deals a half swing. He was fooled in the slider and went around. The sac fly in the 6th inning came after the eephus from Hale, who then tried to throw his hardest fastball, but right down the middle, and Dent stayed short to it and hit it hard right back up the middle. The 0-1, and it's just off the corner away.
And as fooled as one might be by the eephus pitch, you know he's not going to throw it twice in a row.
Yeah. Corpus the stretch. The 1-1, he slings it, dropping down a bit, missed the corner away. He kind of went into a squat hoping to get that call, but just off. 2-1. Corpus deals, and a swing and a high fly foul, right side and out of play. And that'll land up near the concourse, 2-2. That series against Bridgeport beginning on Tuesday night. 6:30. It's our Christmas in July celebration. Also, Etline Customer Appreciation Night and another WellSpan Sports Medicine Silver Slugger Tuesday. Two, and it missed inside a fastball. They appeal down to first, and no swing is the call. Revs a 7-1 lead here in the bottom of the 7th. Looking ahead to the last game of the homestand after camp day on Wednesday. Thursday is softball night, and also our third Revs Got Talent night. 3-2 not running, and Dent hooks a line drive short hop at third, pounds the pick, goes to second. Prince couldn't get it out, but now fires to first just in time. And Witherspoon wasn't going to be able to get anywhere close. He froze in case that was caught in the air and had to basically sit down halfway towards second. So Prince did not have to deal with the runner coming across the bag. Double clutch for the grip, but got the throw off just in time. No runs, hits, errors, nobody left. We go to the 8th. Revs with the 7-1 lead.
Enter Rutter's Summer of Freedom sweepstakes today. Look for the entry star, purchase participating products, scan your Rutter's rewards card, or enter VIP information at checkout and automatically be entered to win your choice of a 2017 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited Sport, Ram 1500 Bighorn Quad Cab, or Dodge Challenger RT from Stettler. Drive better, drive Stettler. Free gas for a year and one of thousands of prizes, including Red Bull, Pepsi, and Pennsylvania Lottery scratch-off tickets. Must be a Rutter's VIP to enter. Rutter's, why go anywhere else?
Mid-Atlantic Industrial Equipment offers quality material handling equipment and services. Along with a full line of Unicarriers and Komatsu forklifts, you'll find Genie aerial lifts, IPC Eagle floor scrubbers, and Penalift loading dock equipment. Mid-Atlantic can provide rentals, pre-owned equipment, service, and replacement parts for most makes. When you need the best for your business, call Mid-Atlantic Industrial Equipment at 888-383-LIFT. That's 888-383-5438, or online at midatlanticindustrial.com.
Can't get enough of the birds? WOYK has you covered. Join us all season on Mondays at 6 for the Baltimore Baseball Show, hosted by award-winning Orioles and National Baseball writer Dan Connolly from BaltimoreBaseball.com. Exclusive in-depth interviews plus the latest insight and analysis on the Orioles every week. Talking baseball with the birds, Mondays at 6. The Baltimore Baseball Show on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
This is Hall of Fame third baseman Brooks Robinson. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs, Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Head of the 8th inning, brought to you by York Dental Sleep Therapy. Joe Van Meter takes over on a pitching change, brought to you by Maple Donuts. Joe Benson will lead things off. 7-1 York. Joe versus Joe. First pitch, a swing and a miss on a fastball up at 91. And he does have the life to get swings and misses up there. He's also really thrown an impressive changeup as this season's gone along, and he's got the breaking ball as well. Here's the 0-1, and a fastball missed below the knees at 92. Westfall a scoreless 7th, allowed only an infield hit, struck out 1. Van Meter in game number 30 for him. He deals, and a swing and a miss. Blew the fastball by at 92. Van Meter 0-1, a 4.26 ERA. Has a save, which was last Monday night at Southern Maryland against his old team. On the 1-2. Swinging a bouncing ball up the middle. Casilla at second, charges by the bag, gets rid of it on the run and got him by a step. Alexi makes the charging play, and Benson retired, 1 down.
We talked about the different arm slots he can throw from. We saw him drop down a lot the last couple weeks, throw from almost his shoe tops. Earlier in this one, the jump throw, and that time just gunning it ear high.
1 away. Here's Josh Prince, who's 2 for 3. And Van Meter fires, and a swing and a liner loop to shallow left center, a base hit. Soft liner that plops in, and Prince a 3-hit day. Are you tired of feeling the effects of sleep apnea or blue pits or sleepless nights due to your CPAP? Dr. Bell may have an option to help you. Make your appointment today and let Dr. Bell help determine which treatment is best for your needs. Call 316-1299 or visit yorksleep.com. Here's Anthony Jansanti. Van Meter the pitch to him, a big swing and a miss. That one at 93 up near the letters. Jansanti 1 for 2, a single, a steal, a sac fly at the plate, but defensively, 2 big errors that started the 6-run sixth. Pitch is popped up foul, headed back onto the roof, 0-2.
And Sugar Land really swinging early and often in this one. We saw the quick innings that Williamson had. He had just a 4-pitch inning at one point, a couple of other innings under 10, and then he got Travis Scott on 3 pitches down on strikes, and Westphal and Van Meter a lot of swing and misses too.
Pitch, it's down low, 1-2.
And especially that letter high fastball, I feel like top to bottom, the Sugar Land team really aggressive on that pitch.
The 1-2. Breaking ball grounded to third. Simpson with it, reaching left. He fires to second. Alexi the turn in the dirt at handcuff Burgess, who falls backward, trying to react and make the pick and give himself a little longer to see it. Tejeda backs up on the deflection, collected it in front of the Revs dugout. So the inning continues, no error. It's a fielder's choice for the lead out at second. And we'll bring up Travis Scott. Revs up 7-1. Van Meter, who was last in Thursday night, a 1-2-3 inning. First pitch to Scott. It's on the outside corner, changeup for a strike. A lot of times that changeup is down out of the zone and he gets swings and misses, but that one placed right on the corner for the call. The 0-1. And a ground ball right side. Casilla dives, full extension, up he throws and got him. Alexi Casilla, another web jam, laying out to his left onto the grass in shallow right. It's a scoreless top of the 8th for Joe Van Meter. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 left. Bottom of the 8th, the Revs in front, 7-1.
Okay, here we go, people.
This is The Herd.
Where are you again?
With Colin Cowherd.
There's so many injuries. So instead of Carrie Underwood doing a Breeze and Tony Romo promo, which is what they're trying to do every week, NBC has cut several new, authentic, brutally frank promos. It's not much of a sales job by NBC, but we got our hands on them, and they're as honest as anything I've ever heard out of NBC. NBC fires a shot at me. That is brutal.
Colin Cowherd. Weekdays at 3 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Facing a legal issue can be a frightening time. What's my course of action? How do I know who to call? Fortunately, the York County Bar Association makes it easy. Now, you only need to make one call to find the right lawyer for you. Call the York County Bar Association and let us help you find the right lawyer with our Attorney Connection Lawyer Referral Service. Just call 854-8755 or visit yorkbar.com. Don't hesitate in getting the help you need. Contact the York County Bar Association and let us help you find the right attorney at the right time.
Hi, this is Mark Mason. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs, Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Today, going for the split, going for a 6th straight win in a series finale, and going for regular season win number 400 here at Peoples Bank Park. A 7-1 lead, spurred along by a 6-run 6th inning, which they scored all 6 unearned on 4 hits, couple sac flies. It started with errors, but they got the opportunity and stomped on them. Lefty Scott Main, the new pitcher for Sugarland. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. It's Alonzo Harris at the top of the order to face him first. A 2-for-4 game for Zoe. First pitch, he takes a fastball strike, 91 on the outer edge. Harris an RBI and a run in that 6-run 6th inning. Made it 4-1 on his hit. Now 7-1 as he lays off a changeup away. Revs' biggest innings since June 28th, as we mentioned, when they had an 8-run 7th in Bridgeport, a 12-5 win. The 1-1 and a swing and a miss, and he fell to a knee. That front foot slipped as he tried to turn. Maine, who got him to jump out of his shoes there. Ahead 1-2. Maine in his 18th game, 0-1 with a 2.30 ERA. Pitch, swings and fouls it back over the roof. The other night I had said, I wonder who gets those foul balls, and then later in that game, during the game, I looked up and there was Jackson up on the roof. Just didn't have anything else to do at that time. Pitch to Harris, a swing and a miss, and he did foul tip it. Just got a piece on that hook off the glove of Cordero before it rolled a few feet away. Our ops staff certainly puts in the work and the hours. Jackson in that moment was up on top of the building. Pitch to Harris is taken the other way, base hit to right. They had him played to pull at second, and he rips it through a gaping opening on the right side of the infield, a sharp ground ball, and he's 3 for 5 on the day.
Great job just going with the pitch, not trying to do too much, still solid contact. Just waited back and slapped it the other way.
The run that he scored in the 6th was his 50th of the season. 3rd in the league in runs. Revs have Ricardo Gomez loosening for the 9th. And here's Alexi. Last chance on the hitting streak, and he swings and fouls it off. Roof bound off to the right. Alexi 0 for 2 with a sac bunt. And in the 6th inning, hit by a pitch by DePaula on the foot, which helped in the big inning. He got on and scored, but has not had a hit yet. Pitch, swings and fouls it back over the roof again.
And once again, we mentioned this the other night, but it's so fun to bring up again. Alexi Casilla right now batting from his weak side, only .348 from the right side of the plate.
Man, if he could just get that side going.
.542 by comparison from the left.
0-2. Breaking ball, he just got a piece, bouncing it foul. Our attendance today, 3,007. Nice Sunday gathering. Many have been sitting under the overhang in shade. Now, Casilla, who did not extend it until the last at bat last night. 20 gamer. Here's the stretch. Another 0-2. And he lines one foul, sending it, ooh man, into the bullpen balcony and right. Folks in the picnic seats didn't see it until it landed right next to them. All are okay though. Here's the stretch from Maine. Another 0-2. And a curveball outside off the glove of Cordero. That'll roll back, and Harris moves up. Oh, runner at second with nobody out. That'll be a pass ball. A 7-1 lead, and the Revs set up to potentially extend that. 7 runs, 8 hits, 1 error for York. 1 run, 6 hits, 3 errors on Sugar Land. Seen Maine in the league before with Bridgeport and Southern Maryland. He fires, and a broken bat, flare, base hit down the line and right. It stays alive. Harris scores Casilla into second with an RBI double. Again, he does it in his final at bat of the day. It's an 8-1 lead, and the hitting streak is at 21.
And again, going the opposite way. He just handles the bat so well, flicks it off the end, not trying to do too much. Last night went the other way from the left side of the plate, dumping it into left field, this time shooting it down the right field line.
Broke his bat, served it the other way. It ends up the whole way into the corner. 21 in a row. It's tied for the 6th longest now in Revs history. Jose Herrera in 2010, Justin Green in 2014. Here's Tejeda. He chops a base hit into left, and Casilla will waltz ahead to third base. And the Revs with runners at the corners on 3 straight hits here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And Tejeda with his 3rd hit of the day, 3 for 5. Gives him 96 hits on the year. So Casilla continuing to put himself among elite company in Revs history. And again, Herrera and Green, the other 2 21 gamers. Here's Burgess. First pitch, a foul tip into the mitt of Cordero. Good hack on that first pitch strike. Now a 10-hit effort from the offense today. Base hit from Tejeda, hit sharply on the ground. Right past Pounds, lunging to his left. The 0-1. And that missed low. A fastball to Burgess, who's 1 for 4. RBI single in the 6th inning. And also reached on an error to start that 6th inning and scored the first of the 6 runs. Now Maine to the belt. The 1-1. Breaking ball, and Burgess reaches, loops a foul straight back. That'll bounce down in front. If Casilla can get another hit Tuesday, a 22-gamer would tie the 4th longest in Revs history with Nate Espy and Rainer Bautista. If he can get to 2 more, it would tie the 3rd longest with Vince Harrison. Pitch to Burgess, a breaking ball missed up high. Harrison had a 23-gamer in 2011. And then last year, Tejeda, the 28-gamer, the 2nd longest in team history. And of course, Chris Ashby, the team and league record 31-game streak. Pitch is up and in. Burgess backs away on a curve, 3-2. And a breaking ball grounded to first. Scott has it. He'll turn and throw to second. Jansanti back to first. A 3-6-3 double play. Casilla comes home to score. The Skeeters weren't too concerned about the runner at third given the score, and the Revs tack on another one. 9-1 here in the bottom of the eighth. No RBI, but 2 more runs across here in this inning. And Jared Mitchell to the plate with 2 down. Mitchell today 1 for 3, a double, 2 runs and a walk. Maine fires, breaking ball, it sweeps in for a strike. Maine last year with Southern Maryland, his ERA 3.5. He's been in the big leagues with the Cubs and Indians earlier in his career. There's the 0-1. And a breaking ball swoops low. Mitchell had a 9-game hitting streak snapped on Friday. He came back with 2 hits last night, another one today, so he's hit safely in 11 of 12. Pitch to him, check swing foul, tapped straight back. Maine got in on him with that fastball. It's 1-2. Final meeting between these two teams in York, and with a win, the Revs will go 7-3 at home against the Skeeters this season. Maine leaning in, looking, he's ready. 1-2, and a swing and a miss. Fastball got him. And that'll end the inning, but the Revs with 2 runs on 3 hits, nobody left. And we go to the 9th. It's a 9-1 Revolution lead.
Kids today, with Facebook, texting, TV, and video games, seems like fresh air and sunshine are things of the past. Remember playing catch, climbing trees, wholesome backyard fun? Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care remembers, give them lush grass, healthy trees, the good old outdoors. American is baseball and apple pie. Kids have every reason to stay inside. Don't let your lawn be one of them. Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care, world-class care right in your backyard. 717-292-9994.
Having the gang over to watch the game? Keep them happy with great BestJet products from your neighborhood SureSave markets. Football fans, hockey fans, basketball fans, everyone's a fan of game day party planners with $18.93 deli items. BestJet hot dogs go great with BestJet kettle cooked chips. Or serve up a couple BestJet Rising Crust pizzas with 12 packs of BestJet soda. Throw the best game day party ever with BestJet products. Shop Sobel's Markets in Shrewsbury, Stewartstown, Whiteford and East York, Wetzel's in Glenrock, and Nell's Market Fresh Foods in Spry.
Money and business are essential to the strength of a community. So is cheering and celebration and music and fun. That's why York Revolution games, concerts, youth sports, special events, and more happen at a place called People's Bank Park. People's Bank has been serving York County for more than 150 years. Always cheering, always celebrating, always committed to the things that make York County great. And to you having a great time at People's Bank Park. People's Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hi, I'm Joel Embiid of the Philadelphia 76ers. Catch Sixers basketball all season on Sports Radio, 1350 WOYK, first in York, first in sports.
Well, we didn't bargain for this. The skies have opened as we're going to the 9th inning with the Revs leading 9-1, trying to wrap up a game that they put on cruise control after 6, and a pop-up shower. The grounds crew covering the mound and home plate, but they don't feel that it's bad enough or will last long enough to bring the full tarp across. And of course it's hot, so in theory, as long as it's not a deluge, the field should be able to handle a little rain if it's a quick passing burst. But the tarp crew all standing gathered in section 2, but they have not called for it. They've just put the circular tarps on the mound and the home plate area. But a rain delay here before we start the 9th inning. And the Revs with a 9-1 lead. Ricardo Gomez was getting ready to come in. It literally started as Maine got Mitchell on that last pitch. And looking at the radar all day, we had concerns coming into the day, but as the forecast developed, it was reading not until 5 o'clock or even 6 o'clock that bad weather would potentially hit. But throughout the day, there were little pop-up cells. I know East York, it was raining earlier. It rained just to the south of us when we saw some of those gray clouds early in the game. But not one raindrop here all day until the 8th inning was finished. So before we can finish off, hopefully without adventure, a split for the Revs, we'll have to wait this one out. Bizarre weather. And last night, Matt, it was supposed to be terrible, which I think unfortunately kept a lot of folks away, and then it ended up like forming a V, and it went north and south of us, and we were good all night.
And right now it's raining steadily, but not super hard. It looks like most of it is just north of here as the radar slowly loads on my computer, but always a little bit uncertain what actually is going to come your way until it's there. And Joe Morgan is down there with his iPad surveying things, and he has a good grasp of what's coming this way, and certainly trust his judgment to go with only covering the mound and home plate.
I'll take a look at our York Mitsubishi out-of-town scoreboard. Southern Maryland no longer leading. Bridgeport scored 3 in the 8th, and the Bluefish have a 4-3 lead in the 9th inning at Harbor Yard. They no longer have David Carpenter to try to close it out, but they have a 4-3 lead in the 9th. And Lancaster still leading. They're hosting Long Island. Barnstormers up 5-1 in the 6th. New Britain at Somerset will start in about an hour. And Bridgeport, by the way, with Alvin Ramirez on the mound, trying to finish that when he needs one more out with the tying run at first and Edwin Garcia at the plate. And that is our York Mitsubishi out-of-town scoreboard. Here it's 9-1 York. The Revs waiting for hopefully just a quick passing rain shower, and Southern Maryland just tied the game in the 9th inning. Not certain how yet, but it's 4-4. Revs coming into the day half a game behind Lancaster in second place and half a game in front of both Sugar Land and Southern Maryland. Now the Revs looking to take care of their business. A win would get them the split here to finish the home portion of the season series with Sugar Land. A 6th straight win in a series finale and 400 all-time in regular season play at home. And now the Tarp crew is coming down, and they will push it across into the outfield as this shower lingers, and they don't want the field to take too terribly much rainfall, so now they will call for it. They were hoping that it would pass a little bit quicker than this, but Matt, they always say how important series openers are to get off on the right start, but these series finales have been huge for York.
Well, I think not just because they're so decisive oftentimes, but also because of the momentum it gives you into the next series. And entering a series coming off a win, it always gives you a little bit of a leg up, feeling good about yourself entering that series.
Now, Southern Maryland now has the lead at Bridgeport, 5-4 in the 9th inning. Was an Edwin Garcia RBI double to tie it, and a Zach Wilson RBI single for the lead. So Bridgeport having some issues without David Carpenter in that 9th inning today. Now they will bring the tarp across the field. They have it rolled out into right, and we'll pull it all the way across here. Take a look at our Major League scores before we break, and hopefully we won't be in a delay for too long, but obviously a 9-1 lead, and the Revs needing just 3 more outs. Oh, somebody got stuck. Is that Ben that got stuck?
I think it is.
Under the tarp or behind it somehow? He didn't.
He got it pulled all the way over him.
He was under it? he didn't panic. He did what he was supposed to do and just wait. And the rest of the crew brings it across. And they'll put the stakes in now as the rain does begin to taper off and lessen. Major League games, they're in the 8th in Cleveland. The Indians lead the Blue Jays 8-1. 8th in Cincinnati, it's the Reds 6, the Marlins 3. A's and Mets tied at 2 in the 6th inning in New York. Rays lead the Rangers 5-3 in the 7th at Tropicana Field. The Astros up 7-6 in the 6th inning in Baltimore. Phillies lead the Brewers 6-2 in the 6th inning in South Philly. Tigers and Twins tied at 2 in the 5th inning at Target. The White Sox up 4-3 in Kansas City in the 5th. Pirates and Rockies are scoreless. That game in the 3rd in Colorado. Red Sox Angels, no score in the 2nd in Anaheim. And coming up, Padres visit the Giants in about 10 minutes. Yankees are in Seattle. Braves and the Dodgers, LA with Clayton Kershaw at 15-2 today. Nationals Diamondbacks, Steven Strasburg goes against Robbie Ray in a good matchup there. And Sunday Night Baseball tonight, Cardinals and Cubs at Wrigley. And Jordan Spieth has won the British Open. That's a final. You've heard our updates from Westwood One throughout the weekend. Obviously not this afternoon since we're on, but he must have come back, huh, Matt? Rallied to win.
He did. Him and Kuchar were tied when I was watching right before we came on air, but Spieth rallied, came back, started off the day not so good. I think I saw he had as many bogeys to begin today as he had the first 3 rounds combined or something like that, but Spieth, your winner at 12 under, to Kuchar at second, -9. The Revs looking for those type of scores tomorrow at the Brooks Robinson Classic.
Yeah, they have some golfers on the team that I'm sure are excited to get out there. Mark Mason included. Yeah, he doesn't get to do it as much as he used to. He was a scratch golfer at one time, but
I heard Chong was a 2 at one time.
Really?
Says he's now about a 10. He doesn't play a whole lot anymore either.
I did not know that about him. Well, a rain delay here as we get set to start the 9th inning, hopefully soon. A 9-1 lead for the Revs. The tarp is on, but the rain has lessened. Brian DeBrouwer was chatting with Joe Morgan a moment ago. Tarp crew stays on the field out in center. The tarp has covered the field, but they're hanging out near the barrel roll out there, and everybody hoping that they'll remove it soon. We'll take a timeout here in the meantime. And when we come back, if the rain delay continues, we'll re-air Matt's conversation with Houghton Buchanan from last night. If you missed that, that was a good one on our pregame last night. And we'll bide the time until we're ready to resume. Revs up 9-1 in a rain delay. Hopefully a brief one as we look forward to starting the 9th here at Peoples Bank Park.
Hear that? It's the sound of summer. Sound nice? Call Kona Ice. We do it all. Schools, sporting events, parties, both corporate and birthday. You name it, we'll be there. We bring the party to you. If you need a little bit of fun in your life, we're the shaved ice truck for you. Oh, and we fundraise too. This summer, cool down with Kona Ice. Give us a call at 1-800-KONA-ICE or visit us online at www.kona-ice.com. Kona Ice. Flavor our world.
Runners know the challenge. It's not the uncompromising weather. It's not the pounding repetition. It's not knowing how to dig deep as you start the climb of that last hill. For runners, the challenge is the discipline to keep running.
Flying feet.
Casual runners, amateur runners, hardcore runners, no matter what level runner you are, Flying Feet Sports Shoes is with you every step of the way. Flying Feet has become the leader in athletic footwear and properly fitting the feet of runners throughout Central PA. Flying Feet has become the leader in athletic footwear, properly fitting the feet of runners throughout Central PA. And that holds true whether you're training or racing on roads, tracks, or trails. For those searching for that discipline, Flying Feet provides the latest shoe innovations, the accessories and equipment, and the inspiration to keep on running. Greg Baum and his staff have the knowledge and the true understanding of what running is all about. As one local runner put it, Flying Feet is family, and all runners are welcome.
Flying Feet.
Flying Feet Sports Shoes, 1511 Melrose Avenue, York, just off exit 18 of I-83.
This is TJ Oshie of the Washington Capitals. Catch the Caps all season right here on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Rain delay here at Peoples Bank Park. It's pretty much stopped, but they're going to make sure that we're in the clear before they remove the tarp. Maybe there is more behind it. Joe is keeping close tabs on that tablet or iPad that he uses with Brian DeBrouwer, the crew chief, with him in the Revs dugout. A 9-1 lead for the Revs as we wait to start the ninth.
And unfortunately, it is going to be a little bit of a wait, because even if the rain is done, they're going to have to get the tarp off the field. They'll probably need to treat it just a little bit just to smooth out any imperfections. Not that a lot of rain soaked the field, but then the pitchers are going to have to get warmed up again. It's been enough of a wait at this point that they're going to want to throw a little bit. So still going to be a little while, but hopefully not too long.
Now the Revs 3 outs away. And by the way, Sugarland, after this game, they're off tomorrow, but they'll travel to Long Island, and they'll play up there for 3 games beginning on Tuesday night. But again, just in need of 3 more outs to wrap this one up. Well, last night, if you weren't with us, Matt had a nice chat with Houghton Buchanan on the pregame, and a very interesting fellow to talk to out of the Revs bullpen, detailing some of the mechanical work he's been undergoing here of late, and had a successful trip to the mound on Friday night, retiring all 5. So during our delay, if you weren't with us for pregame last night, here's Matt's chat with Revs reliever Houghton Buchanan.
Matt present here with Houghton Buchanan before Game 3 with the Skeeters. And Houghton, for a couple weeks you were working through some mechanical stuff. What was that like? And now coming back and throwing 2 innings last night, looking really good. You have to be happy with the results.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, it's just, you play a 140-something game season, there's going to be some ups and downs. So just kind of went back to the drawing board a little bit, kind of was struggling a little bit with my command, worked out some stuff with Fletch, just kind of worked a little bit, doing like whether it was dry work or short bullpens and stuff like that every day, just kind of trying to get things ironed back out and get back in the groove I was in early in the season, so that way I can finish strong. Because like I said, you're over the course of a 140-game season, not necessarily going to be lights out for the whole season, but you want over the course of peaks and valleys, you want the valleys to be as small as possible in order to, because obviously we're trying to win the second half and trying to get into the playoffs. So, yeah, last night just good building block, and been happy to be back on the mound lately and doing what I can to try to help the team win the second half.
Do you think it's a little bit harder for you to work through that sort of thing because your mechanics are a little unorthodox?
Maybe so. But just like with anything else, like with any other guys, just like timing issues, or whether your arm's up on time, whether your lower half's getting a little bit too far out, things like that. For me, for instance, I was kind of sitting on my lower half instead of driving off of it. Just one example for me. And my mechanics are a little bit unorthodox, but for the most part, talking to guys on the team, ultimately I'm trying to kind of do the same things that they're doing. So it's just, like I said, everybody's going to have maybe the little bit of lulls mechanically. It's just a matter of how quickly can you fix them and how quickly can you get back in a groove.
So I know you're a guy who is pretty passionate about all sports, so we'll kind of go around, maybe a little rapid fire here. Let's rewind a little bit to the NBA Finals. I know you're a big LeBron guy. Now looking back on it, obviously we have Kyrie in the mix now, talking about he might leave, but what is it going to take? Does LeBron need another piece, and if so, who is that?
Yeah, that's really, really tough, because it's one of those things with the Cavaliers. They're really, really strapped for cash, because after they won it in 16, they really, really made it a point to kind of pay the guys they had and keep that core intact. And then when the Warriors were able to get Kevin Durant, it kind of put them a peg above. So, I don't know, the Kyrie thing is interesting. I know he's under team protection for the next 2 years, so he wants to be traded, but he doesn't really have a say for the next 2 years. So it's kind of, that's the big piece, because I think if he goes somewhere, that maybe frees up a little bit of cash, but obviously it would be hard to replace a Kyrie Irving. So, and then obviously you've got LeBron only under contract for 1 more year, so he might not even be in Cleveland next year. So that'd kind of be interesting. That's why I guess they say the NBA offseason is one of the best offseasons in sports. So
it is, and as someone who's not a huge fan of the NBA, I think the summer league is something the NBA has really marketed well. All these young guys with a lot of talent playing hard, but I think one of the reasons that's looked upon now is because the regular season isn't so competitive. You have these two giants. Do you think it's good or bad for the NBA to have these teams meeting up year after year in the finals?
I think in terms of, it may not be as good for regular season numbers. I mean, over the course of the season, like you see teams like in the past that were maybe good, like they square off in like a regular season game, you're saying, oh, well, what does this game matter? The Cavs and the Warriors are going to end up playing each other anyways. But I'd be willing to bet that once it kind of gets consolidated in the playoffs and like once you know the Cavaliers are playing the Warriors, I'm sure those ratings are maybe a little bit higher. So granted, over the course of the season, it might not be as good for the sport. At the end of the season, I mean, you got the matchup that everybody wants. Even if people are complaining about the two super teams, at the end of the day, that's who everybody wants to see play.
Fantasy football on the horizon for you. I know that's something you take a lot of pride in. What do you have on tap strategy-wise coming up this year?
So this will be a little bit interesting for me because for the most part, in most of the leagues I've been in, whether it's been with my college buddies or guys I played with in the past, I've been the commissioner. So I've been the one setting up the draft and all that stuff. So Paul Fletcher, our pitching coach, is going to be the commissioner of this league. So I can kind of more sit back and look at who I'm going to draft. I think we're doing a PPR league, so I usually like to go somewhat receiver heavy. So I might draw up a few mock drafts online and see what I can do from there. But no, it should be fun, especially after hearing how competitive the league was with these guys last year.
Yeah, I think I might have to get in on this.
Yeah, I mean, more the merrier. That's more guys in the league, more competitive it is. So.
Speaking of college, you're an Ole Miss guy, and you were telling me you went to a lot of the games down there. What's the atmosphere like for SEC football?
I mean, it's a lot of fun, man. It's just one of those things that I'm sure, like, if you're not from around there, grow up, like, whether it's in the North or the West Coast or anything like that, you look at it and you see I guess it's maybe a lot more tradition-oriented in terms of, like, tailgating and things like that. I mean, it's a great atmosphere, like, whether you're going to Ole Miss, LSU, Alabama, places like that. I mean, it's just a fun atmosphere, whether it's from the tailgating to the game or whether it's, I mean, then seeing over the course of the game how passionate the fans are. I mean, after the game, whether it's they're going back home with their tail between their legs, upset about a loss, or they're going to get ready to celebrate somewhere. It's a fun thing. I mean, I was blessed to be able to go to a school where I could experience that for 3 years.
Favorite tailgating food?
Favorite tailgating food? So my dad does this kind of a beef tenderloin that he brings up, and so it's just usually he'll just put beef tenderloin on a sandwich roll, and that's pretty tough to beat in my book.
Sounds pretty good to me. I would figure that there were also some pretty good crowds for Ole Miss baseball. You know, what were the crowds that you guys drew down there?
We averaged probably about 8,000, something like that, a game. The biggest crowd I played in front of at home was 12,000 something, I believe. So that was another thing. It was an unbelievable experience getting to play like there. I mean, or places like LSU, which averaged 10,000, or even some of the smaller places in the SEC, whether you say they're smaller, quote unquote, but they're averaging like 5 a game. So I mean, you get good atmosphere. So if there's any shortage of adrenaline when you're playing an SEC game, there's not really an excuse for you, because you definitely have the crowd and the atmosphere to get you going.
Who would you say is the toughest hitter that you faced over the course of your career?
Toughest hitter that I've faced? So I faced Jacoby Jones a few times my freshman year, the center fielder for the Tigers, or outfitter for the Tigers now, I believe. He faced him a couple times, whether it was in college or in summer ball, and he got me a couple times. I got him a couple times, but just one of the pitches I most vividly remember, I threw a fastball I thought was a good pitch down and away, and he just flicks his bat out and put it in the opposite field bullpen. So I mean, that's one that's going to kind of stick out to me. So just hoping to at some point maybe get the chance to face him again and kind of redeem myself from that a little bit.
Who are the guys at the major league level that you look up to? I know you kind of play games at the same time they do, but who stands out to you?
I've always been, so my dad grew up in Michigan, so I grew up watching the Tigers a lot. I've always been a big Justin Verlander guy. Just over the course of the year, not even necessarily his success, but just longevity-wise, how he's been able to kind of sustain a high level of play for years, or even the years he's been down. What he's done is he's gone out and he's still eaten innings for his team and done his job as a starter. So just watching him, kind of how he carries himself, how he goes about his business, and how he's been able to extend his career and be successful for as long as he has, that's something I've definitely kept my eye on.
How about the young guys? Did you get a chance to watch the Derby this year?
Not so much. I watched the highlights, and watching what Aaron Judge did was absolutely incredible. I mean, you watch him, and early rounds, he's just kind of flicking balls out to the opposite field and conserving his energy a little bit, where other guys are trying to get into the championship round. And I mean, he just made it look incredibly easy. And the fact that he's only 25 years old, it's just a remarkable thing.
Anything you can take from that and apply to yourself for pitchers, BP?
Maybe more contact next time. Had a little bit of trouble first three swings in a while, so I had a little bit of trouble making contact. But yeah, might go back before the next pitcher's BP and watch some judge tape from the Derby, see if I can translate any of that to my swing.
It's all about film study. You got to be ready and get back out there.
Yeah, no matter what, whether it's that, maybe fantasy football film study, things like that, anything I need to do.
What's your biggest fantasy football regret, perhaps?
Biggest fantasy football regret was drafting Eddie Lacy 3rd overall like 2 years ago. He was coming off a big season. Was everybody saying, oh, wow, I mean, especially in like the ability to catch passes, whatever. Yeah, so I took him 3rd overall. I'm like, wow, I got kind of a steal at 3rd, and then
now he's pushing 300 pounds.
Yeah, he's pushing 300 pounds. I'm pretty sure he ran for like maybe 400 yards that season, and that kind of screwed up my lineup for the entire season that year. So,
all right, well, good luck in fantasy this year, except maybe when I play you, and good luck the rest of the way.
Appreciate it, Matt.
I can tell that Houghton takes his fantasy football seriously, as everyone should.
August 13th, draft day, get ready.
That's right. Revs with a 9-1 lead here in a rain delay before beginning the 9th inning. And Matt, what's your biggest fantasy football regret? I have 2 that stand out to me.
That's a good question.
I have 3 actually. Number 1 is beginning to play it. No, it is a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say beginning to play it, but thinking I was good at it after I won twice, and I have not won since. I think I won back-to-back years in high school, made it to the championship 2 out of 3, and since then I've just been terrible.
Okay. Yeah, mine was I took Chris Johnson 1 year. He was definitely on the decline. I fell into that trap of take running back early no matter what. Shouldn't have. And then a couple of years ago on a waiver claim, David Johnson was available late in the year before he was a true stud, and I took C.J. Anderson instead, but still won the league. I knew that the guy with the claim in front of me, Ray, who was my right-hand man 2 years ago, wanted Johnson, and I didn't want to be actually he had the second claim, and I knew I didn't want to steal his intel and be that guy, so it all worked out, though, but we all have regrets. August 13th, though, you can put all those regrets behind you and start for the win.
The funniest, though, is everyone loves their draft, right?
Of course.
There are not many people who leave their draft and go, man, I'm going to be 2-14 or whatever. You leave your draft, you feel good, and then all of a sudden you start to second-guess things about 3 weeks in, maybe 1 week in. Let's be honest. There's always that overreaction Monday with fantasy as well.
Sometimes, all the time. Well, we continue to wait the rain here, and it had just about stopped, but indeed, Joe knew what was up. He knew there was a little bit more coming, and not raining heavily now, but a light and steady rain continuing to come down. So our delay continues before beginning the 9th inning. Again, the Revs need 3 outs to get out of here, leading at 9-1, going for their 400th regular season win at home, and a split here against the Skeeters as well, which would put them back above 500 in the second half at 9-8. They came in today a half game behind Lancaster in the second half standings. And take another look at our York Mitsubishi out-of-town scoreboard. Lancaster at home against Long Island has increased their lead at 7-1 in the 7th inning. And at Southern Maryland, that has become a disaster for Bridgeport. The Blue Crabs were down 4-3 in the 9th, and they scored 6 with 2 outs and lead at 9-4. So the Revs looking to keep pace with those two and knock Sugar Land back by a game here today. The Revs coming in half a game behind Lancaster and a half game in front of both Sugar Land and Southern Maryland. Well, a 9-1 lead here in the top of the 9th inning. Rain delay continues. We'll take another break. Back with more from Peoples Bank Park in just a moment.
Hey, it's the good-looking genius at Broadway Transmission. You know what really grinds my gears? perfectly good cars being thrown away just because the transmission went bad. My mind slips into overdrive when someone says,
I'll just get a new car before I'm spending that kind of money on a transmission.
what? According to Kelley Blue Book, the average price of a new car is $32 grand. Now you're going to finance that, right? There's another $6 to $8 grand. And if you drive it off the showroom floor, it loses 20% of its value immediately. Don't forget, you also have to pay sales tax, higher insurance rates, title and registration fees, and come up with $600, $700, $800 a month depending on your interest rates for 5 years. And remember, you will still have to pay for the upkeep of the car. Brakes, tires, wipers, fluids, etc. Stop! Trade your transmission, not your car.
Thanks, good-looking genius.
You're welcome, ma'am. Broadway Transmission. We'll get your shift together and save you all that dough. Visit us on the web at BroadwayTrans.com or stop in and see how it's done.
Can you sit up, little guy? There you go. What a big boy. Whoa. Every time he grabs my maple donut, it pulls him over to one side, but he keeps on grabbing at it. Whoop, there he goes again. Wait, let's see how this works. Here you go, little dude. Here's another maple donut. Can you grab it? Well, there you have it, folks. Charlie's right. A balanced baby needs a maple donut in each hand.
Maple donuts taste right.
The revolution plays here.
Play ball!
The new Sports Radio 1350.
Continuing to wait, the rain shower here at the end of 8 innings. Revs with a 9-1 lead. Quick recap today. They scored a run in the 4th inning when Travis Witherspoon legged out an attempted double play. Had a 1-0 lead for Logan Williamson. Sugarland did not score against Logan until the 6th. An unearned run coming on a sac fly from Jan Santee, but they had 2nd and 3rd no outs. He allowed only that 1 run, which was unearned in his 6 innings, and in line for his 4th win, I should say, in the last 5. And the Revs, after Sugarland had tied at 1-1, immediately answered with a big bottom of the 6th inning, 6 runs. It started with back-to-back errors from Jan Santee at short, and after Trienfeld singled to load the bases with no outs, a sac fly from Simpson, then a walk to Witherspoon, a sac fly from Dent, that made it 3-1. Alonzo Harris, an RBI single, made it 4-1. That was it for Jake Hale. DePaula hit Casilla with a pitch on his first offering. Tejeda capitalized with a 2-run single. Michael Burgess then an RBI single, and all of a sudden a 6-run inning made it 7-1. As Mace and Rafael Montalvo head over to the third base dugout, talking with Brian DeBrouwer, Joe Morgan heading in with them. Mace greeting Brian Pounds, which I'm wondering if we're going to continue or not, seeing some of these greetings and whatnot. But finishing our recap, the Revs with 2 more then in the bottom of the 8th inning, and Alexi Casilla RBI double, extending his hitting streak to 21, and then a double play bringing home 1 more. Williamson was great. Westfall and Van Meter with scoreless innings in relief, and the Revs just waiting now for the opportunity to finish it, leading 9-1. And now members of the Revs are leaving the dugout and carrying their gear up to the Revs clubhouse. So given what the score, like if this was a close game, obviously I would think that they would do everything they could to finish it. But I'm wondering now, Matt, because it's an 8-run game, there's more weather on the way tonight unless the radar has changed again. And they would have to do some field prep to get it ready for, 3 more outs with an 8-run game.
Right, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to play it. I mean, if you're playing it, you're just doing it for the formality of it. It logically doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It's a lot of time and effort to invest in 3 outs, and I think that's what they're talking over. It has now been 30 minutes or more. The tarp went on, I believe, at 3:46, so now it's been over 30 minutes. So by league rules, they are allowed to call this game.
And again, Mace and Montalvo filling in for Gaetti with the crew chief DeBrouwer. They're all in that third base dugout. Revs GM John Gibson over there as well. And as we say that, the rain begins to pick up again. Light, but steadying again as they sort out what they're going to do. So while we wait, we haven't gotten any official signals yet, but a few members of the Revs headed upstairs, and Mace gave Montalvo a handshake, gave Pounds a hug as though they were saying so long until next time, but they do continue to talk down in that third base dugout. So we tabbed this interview as next on our playlist during our rain delay here. This is one of Matt's favorites, talking with Michael Click, and anything involving Michael, how could it not be one of our favorites from earlier in the year? This was back on June 9th. And if you didn't happen to catch this one, all of these are on our SoundCloud account, but we also use these during rain delays and whatnot. And this was a gem from June, Matt's chat with Michael Click, as the rain does pick up in intensity yet again. We'll hopefully have an update for you after this here during our rain delay today.
Matt Present here with Michael Click before the first of 3 with Barnstormers. And Michael, you're a guy that grew up not too far from here, Media, PA, went to college at Temple, and now you're still playing professionally in Pennsylvania. What has it been like to play so close to home?
It's been a great blessing. You know, I've been, in the Midwest and even further west for the first 4 years of my professional career, and my family didn't get a chance to come see me, and now that I'm over here, I did play with Camden, so that was even more convenient. So it's been nice to play in front of my friends and family so close, and they can see me a little bit more often.
What's that like when you know that you're playing in front of your family on a regular basis? Any extra pressure there?
No, but I mean, I'll definitely get those messages on my phone that kind of say, little tips here and there. Why did you do this? Why did you do that? So I mean, that's gotten annoying. But I mean, I'll love and warm playing in front of your family.
Absolutely. Now, you also played some in Australia in winter ball. What was that experience like?
Once in a lifetime. I mean, if the opportunity comes around for anyone to go, whether you're playing or just vacationing, I say you do it, and it's not going to be something you're ever going to experience again. So I definitely say you jump on it.
What stands out to you most about it besides just playing the game?
Just the way about the way they go do things. It's just things are a little bit more relaxed than here in the States, and the community is very it's very small, but it's very much more rallied behind you, and I just think that and the baseball is good too. So I mean, I've always enjoyed playing there, and I look forward to going back.
In terms of the baseball itself, is there anything stylistically how the game is played that might differ from the States?
Some of the things they advertised, like Vegemite, was neat. So they made me eat that, and I don't know if you've had it before. It's extremely salty.
What is it?
Bitter. It's a spread you put on your sandwich, and
so instead of cream cheese or something like that.
Instead of like butter or like peanut butter or jelly or something, they put Vegemite on toast and they eat it, and it's. I mean, only the locals like it. I'll tell you that.
So how often would you have this? Was it a one and done thing, or you kind of played along for a while with it?
Yeah, I was a one and done thing. I didn't want to offend anybody. I was like, I'm full. I couldn't eat another drop, so I was like, thanks though. Maybe tomorrow or never. So
now, one of the other funny things that's kind of come out of your experience playing in Australia is the listing that you were in fact born in Australia. Can you help set the record straight?
No, I am born in Media, Pennsylvania, or even if you go further, it's Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So anything you read about Australia is false. So we're going to try to get that changed soon.
How do you plan to go about it? It seems like quite an operation. Baseball Reference is a pretty big site. You have to go about reaching some pretty important people to get that out of there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have to write a long letter. Maybe have to incorporate my parents, have them legitimate that I am born actually in Philadelphia. So I mean, it's I've never really been questioned on where I'm born before, so it's funny.
Well, I would imagine you're pretty good at writing letters. You seem like quite the wordsmith. You have a very extensive vocabulary, which you share with me and Daryl frequently. And what is the origin of that? Where did you come up with so many of these words?
Well, both my parents are educators, so I've just been around the house, and you just hear these longer words, or something a little bit more extravagant than what you would typically get. And
you just seamlessly work it in
like the locker room of all places. So I mean, in there you're gonna get the same kind of words over and over again, so it kind of gets redundant. But otherwise, it's it's something I just grew up with.
Finally, on a slightly more serious note, you've been having a good season so far, mostly as a single inning guy, late inning guy. What's been successful for you most this season that you've kind of relied upon as the year's gone on?
Having a little bit more fun, really kind of going out there and just taking it easy, understanding what's going on, and get the situation ready before I go out there and make sure that I got my game plan. But otherwise, again, I think it's more having fun with my teammates, getting to know each other, making each day that much more fun and easy when you arrive. So, the pressure's less and less each time you go out there.
And it seems like a lot of that fun is hitting fungos during batting practice. How did you become the fungo guy? Were there tryouts?
I mean,
was it highly competitive to get that spot?
It's extremely competitive. You don't have to shot. You don't have to go chase any balls. So yeah, it's extremely competitive. And I mean, you've witnessed it. I mean, I just put it where they need it to. And I mean, I'm coming at recommendation. Hey, click, hit me fungos, and I just make other people better. So I'm just like, you know what? Let's continue to do that, because who doesn't want to get better in the field?
All right, Michael, thanks for your time. Best of luck tonight.
Thank you very much.
That was Michael Click, and this game has been called a rain-shortened 8-inning win for the Revs. The rain not letting up, a 9-1 win. And Brian DeBrouwer about a minute ago waved up here and said that is it. And I was just thinking, where is Bo Vaughn when you need him? But there's 3 or 4 members of the Revs right now doing tarp slides. Ryan Dent, Travis Witherspoon, and is that Zoe?
It is. Still with his sunglasses on.
And he was flapping his arms like a fish out of water on that warning track. It is deteriorated into a downpour here, but the Revs get the win, and Doug Epler on PA today making the announcement. It is the 400th home regular season win, a milestone. We don't get that 27th out to celebrate it, but we do get these 3 nuts sliding on the tarp to celebrate it. Dent, Witherspoon, and Harris.